Okay. Hi, ladies. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Hi, Miss Erica. Woo. Hi, Julie. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Diane. Hi, Julie again. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Judy. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yay. Hey. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Carolyn. Gina, Tasha, Patty, Jennifer, Sandra, Stephanie, Angie, Jamie. Woo! And Miss Paula! You guys are so awesome for showing up. Completely unscheduled. We had to shift the show around, as some of you are aware. Was not able to do that last night. Hi, Diane. Hi, Christy. Hi, Claudette. Hi, Miss Ellie. Hi, Miss Sis. Hello, family. Hi, Stephanie. Simply hello. That's right. We're being simplified this month. So, hi, Andrea. Hi, Gina. Hi, Natalie. I feel like I am on Romper Room, and I see Kathleen. Oh, I see two Kathleens, and I see, hi, Miss Cindy Berry. So, you guys, I have like this shining light. I feel like I'm being interrogated up here in there, up in my craft space. So, you guys would be so impressed with me if you had seen us. We were like a NASCAR team. Have you guys ever seen NASCAR? I used to work for them, and the teams for these drivers, they're like in that pit, and they're just like wee, they like so fast running around and getting that driver back out on the track. And that's what I felt like. Exactly, Julie. It's like me and Mr. Crafty are a pit crew. I think all couples that travel in RVs, my mom was telling me this too, her and my dad, they only took a few trips before my dad decided to leave the party. But they had like a little routine, and that's what we end up doing is we have a routine too. So it's kind of funny, but this was like the most speeded up, like if someone speeded up a tape, we were racing around, trying to get it all straightened out. So, let's go over some things. This is obviously not the way I'd intended it. I'm doing it on a Saturday night. We just got here about an hour and a half ago. So all the fantastic setup that Mr. Crafty normally does with our cameras, I don't have that. So this is like my only camera. Usually I have like a little laptop where I can read your comments, and I have a top-down camera, and I have all this crazy technology amazingness. So yes. So hi, Miss Janet. I do not have that this evening, so this is super low tech. This is super informal. Let's keep our expectations very low. If you are new to watching the Late Night Crafty Club, I am sorry. I'm glad you're here, but I am sorry because I love bringing my A game to things, right? And I feel like the last couple years of like doing workshops, doing speaking or anything like public related, I feel like I am like I have to learn how to go with the flow and learn how to have a backup plan. Like Mr. Crafty right now is grabbing my camera. Okay. Oh my gosh. Is that live? Okay.
Can they still hear you though?
Can you guys hear me? Yay! Okay. See, as I was saying.
Let's make sure they can still hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Michelle, right? Except I'm in Arizona, so I don't have an Irma. And also, if you are tuning in from Florida, please know that there are so many people praying for you. Poor Texas. I feel so horrible that all these people have lost everything. They're suffering so badly right now. And then right on top of that is a whole new hurricane for the news to focus on and us to focus on. So I feel like, I hope people don't forget about Texas. And I happen to be going, this is why I'm in Arizona tonight, is I'm on my way to Texas. And then in a couple months I'll be in Florida. And I intended to honor my father's wish, which was to have his family visiting this beautiful RV resort. It was a bucket list for my dad, and he really, really wanted us to visit there. So it's in Key West. So I don't know if it will be. Hi, Miss MJ. Hi. I don't know if it'll be still standing there. And I just feel horrible for all the people that might be losing everything they have this weekend. I honestly do not know. I grew up in California and have lived in Washington for, I don't know, probably 13 years of my adult life. So I have not lived in areas where there's such huge devastation, and it's incredible that people go through that. The anxiety of having to gather your supplies is like, I watch all the disaster movies, and you see how people behave in movies, and I've never lived in an area where your neighbors are fighting for stuff, to make sure, hi Kesia, hi Miss Lori, that everyone's okay. And it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It's just weird to think that you become very much about everybody for themselves. So I am praying for Florida as I'm continuing to pray for Texas. Honestly, I don't have television. I don't have I don't have so many things that keep me connected to the world. So I was very late to the party, even knowing that there had been a hurricane. My Miss Paula, you are actually the one who let me know that something was happening in Houston. So you Houston planner girls, I wanted to bring that up. I reminded myself. I am doing next weekend. I am doing the Glampin' with the Reset Girl event in Round Top, Texas. And at our event, we're going to be doing a collection of craft supplies, because Lord knows we all have oodles of craft supplies. And we're going to be doing a drive to collect them. I have little under 40 people coming to the event, and there are some spaces still available if you want to join us. I would love that. You guys will not believe the kits I'm putting together. They're like ridiculous. But we're going to be collecting supplies for our Texas Planner Girls. So Miss Paula, Miss Crafty Destinations, woohoo, there you are, right there in the chat. She is arranging that. So if you guys want to tag her and get hooked up with her, she can be reached at info@craftydestinations.com. She is the event coordinator for the Glampin' with the Reset Girl event. So I'm excited to see what she's got up her sleeve. And and I see people call me D, which is Damaris, who is on with us. So my friend Kelly, Miss Kelly Bangs Creative, she just showed up. I can hear her back there. She's so sweet. She brought me dinner. She asked if she could join me for the Late Night Crafty Club, and I said yes, but can you please bring us dinner? Okay, yeah, she has to put her pajamas on, because no one's allowed on the show unless they're in their pajamas. So Miss Paula, if I know you're on, could you please post a link for, hi Miss Claudine, for people to get in touch with you? Because if anyone would like to mail your grab one of those, what do they call those? A flat rate box, and just put some planner supplies in there. There's a lot of girls who would really appreciate it. There are actual planner girls who've lived in an area where their house was evacuated. They have lost everything they had. And imagine for a moment how lost you'd feel losing everything you had. So this would be a great opportunity to kind of pass along some of the stuff that we are not using. And I am bringing my own supplies that I found some stuff in storage, so I will be bringing stuff to donate myself. So I have a few spots left for the Glampin' with the Reset Girl event. If you are in Texas and you want to join us, we're going to be doing the most fun workshop. It's called Craft Your Vision, and we're going to learn how to do a whole planner, a whole vision board, doing vision planner, doing vision board stuff, which is so super fun. My favorite thing to do. So I have put so much love and so much, I can't wait. I just saw someone saying we will be doing Adopt a Planner Friend. Oh, that's amazing. Hi, Carrie. Oh, hi. I think that is awesome. Okay, so that's a brilliant idea. If I will be happy to put that on my blog, so a link to that or whatever it is you're doing. So make sure I get all that information. And the next time we have a late night crafty club, we can go ahead and post that, because the next time we have a late night crafty club, I will be in Texas. Next weekend I will be in Round Top. Then I will have a weekend. In Flint, Texas, and then a weekend off. And then I will be at the Little Blue House in Keller, Texas. And if you are in Texas and you want to come to one of my workshops, which I would be thrilled. Oh my gosh, doing a live workshop is so fun. I get to hug you and see your little faces in person. All of that information could be found on theresetgirl.com. I have a new workshops link. Theresetgirl.com has on there. Hello from Miss Chicago. Hi. Hi, Miss Kelly Bangs. We have a guest on the Late Night Crafty Club for the first time ever, besides, Mr. Crafty.
I'm trying to make this work so I can read.
So here she is. Hi, everybody. Hi. I missed you so much. Missed you.
So where can I sit in?
Hello. Yes, you can sit right there. I have this, or actually Mark got that chair for you, but if you want to sit right there. Yeah, and you can, we're gonna do some punching.
I'll just be off camera heckling you.
I think, make sure your feet are showing. So anyway, hi Kelly. Miss Kelly Bangs. So Kelly here, this is I don't know if you guys knew this or not. Kelly and I both lived in the Pacific Northwest, and we joined a planner meetup group on Facebook for the Pacific Northwest. And we actually met at a planner meetup. We had, like when you kind of talk to each other on Instagram or Facebook, you kind of see each other that way. So we had just kind of communicated through Instagram. And then I actually went to the meetup and I met her. I met quite a few girls that I had, just been kind of oh, you live in Seattle, or you live here, or you live there. Guys know how that goes. But then, you know how you meet people in life and you're just I just know we were meant to be friends. So, hi Heidi, I'm so glad that you're joining us. I know, who knew we existed? This is kind of a funny situation we got here. Janet, that's so true. But more fun, let's say that. So, it's true though. Instagram has brought many of us together. It has helped create a whole community of women who finally can find each other. This crazy passion all of us have had since we were little girls. Because all of you can remember probably your first planner or the first your sticker collection, right? A lot of us had those things, and now even as adult women, we're all joined together by social media, and we can, hi Jennifer, and we can kind of share that and ask those questions of each other that you don't have friends in real life to ask of. So I was super excited that there was someone local that I could talk to and be friends with, and Kelly is totally my bestie. And we ended up hanging out, and then we started working together. Kelly does you do
a little design?
A little design, just a little bit. So Kelly does all the beautiful.
I have no life.
I tell Kelly all the time that she's like my hands. If I knew how to use the Adobe Illustrator, I would be unstoppable. But I will. I have her do all my beautiful designs. So all the stuff that you guys see in my digital store, that is me and Kelly collaborating together and doing stuff together. So it's super fun that that we get to we're grown up girls making all these fun stickers, right? So anyway, so what I wanted, I feel like I'm so discombobulated. I didn't even really feel I didn't even get to make my list for tonight. So one of the things I wanted to make sure that we touched upon was the fact that I tried to launch my digital store yesterday. And who cannot hear me? So you can see your comments, but not sure why your vid is not working. Can you hear Corey? Can everybody hear me? Can everyone hear me? Okay, So I try to do a soft launch. And if you're not familiar with that term, it's a marketing term. A soft launch is when you kind of just do that little like behind the scenes launch where you just tell like a small group of people. So that's what I attempted to do. I just shared this information with the Happy Place Club. And apparently within 15 minutes, you guys were instantly telling me, oh, I'm getting an error message. I can't log on. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I was like on the phone. We are driving through the desert. Okay. So there's like very little connectivity. I can do nothing about this. So I was on the phone with GoDaddy. I'm emailing my web admin guy, Guillermo, as fast as possible. Help. I put this very urgent all caps message. Urgent. The Reset Girl is crashing. So, you guys crashed my site, but yes, Debbie, I am planning on swinging back through there. So anywho, it did crash. Some of you were able to, thank you, Victoria, for reminding me, but I always feel terrible to disappoint you guys, always, because I feel so much that you guys have been so supportive, so awesome, have done, without you guys, Mr. Crafty and I would not be sitting here. I would not be in Arizona, would not be visiting my friend, would not be on my way to Texas or, Tennessee or Florida. I would have nowhere to go because who would want to see me? So it's you guys that make that possible. And so I am so appreciative, and I always feel that I try to do my best to be like A game. I have worked at some amazing companies with big marketing teams and, tech support, and it's just me and Mr. Crafty. We don't have this huge company. So every time something happens, it's like, no, it's so tragic to me because I want to look like, I want to be a big brand. I want to be like, a rock star. So I appreciate the graciousness and patience that you extend me. So in addition to having to postpone the show, we also attempted to launch and it crashed. Some of you were able to place an order and a lot of you are not. So what we found out is that even though we had picked like the highest tier server that GoDaddy offered, apparently we needed to be in a whole new tier of service. So I did say, Miss Jamie, I did say Tennessee. I'm coming to Knoxville, Tennessee in November. So if you go to theresetgirl.com and go to my workshops button, you can click on events and it'll bring up a calendar and you can go see where I'm going to be. So, and yes, Paula, keep working that, because if you guys, anyone's in Texas and you did not know I was coming to Texas, the first event I'm coming to is my own self-hosted event in Round Top, and we're going to go to dinner afterwards, and then some of us are actually going to spend the night there at the event center, and so we'll be doing pajamas. I might even try to do something live in the Happy Place Club just to share with you guys, because that was fun. That was fun when we I was kind of trying to do live things when I was doing Camp Reset, so it would be like that. So long story short, with the digital shop, I feel like I talk in circles and I just talk in this meandering way, and I just lost my train of thought. Back on the track.
The print shop.
Yes, the print shop. So Guillermo, my amazing web guy, is working behind the scenes to move over my shop to a big, robust server, because this is the first time I've ever had a shop of my own. Big Commerce is where the Reset Girl shop is hosted, and that's like, you can create like an online store. So it has resources, and so when you do things on your own, as we just learned, I have to explain, you don't understand my customers. There's urgency when they come to my shop and there's a store that's opening. So so these guys, I think they get it now. They're moving us over to a new server. So in a few days, you guys should not have any problems, hopefully, with shopping. You can shop at the Reset Girl, at the printandsnipshop.com now, but I would just like, if you guys all go together, I'll hold hands and run into the store together. It is sure to crash. But if you want to be sneaky and just kind of, yeah, you guys all take turns going into the store one at a time, you will be good. But me and Kelly have worked endless hours of our lives for months on this store, and there's about 150 products in there, which I think is really awesome. 150 products to start with, and then we will be adding stuff every week once we get past our current situation, which is getting our kits all finished. So, and I have to tell you guys, if you're gonna put money towards anything I'm offering, it's the next kit. It's October's kit. Kelly and I have been like squeal over this kit like you cannot believe. We kind of started a whole new ground zero. Let's start all over again, and let's kind of design this differently than we normally do. So it is, that's right. There is no, what is this? No spend in October. But fortunately, you can buy it in September, so you'll be fine. But you guys, seriously, I cannot wait to show you this kit. And it's going to have washi in it and a stamp kit, a stamp set. It is ridiculous. I can't wait to have it. I can't wait to decorate with it. I am so excited. And I don't even think it has a planner honey in it. It doesn't have any planner honeys in it, does it? Planner honey free. It has a new little character in it though. Her name is Sammy. So I'm going to be sneaking little pictures of Sammy. I know there's no spend events going on in September, ladies. Let's just kind of wash that. It's a blackout, blackout month. This is not the month to be doing a no spend. Hi, Miss Kelly. So anywho, oh, I love that cool Crafty Creations. That's a cool name. So, I know, Michelle, I love the planner honeys too. I often say I feel like I just did a video the other day. I did my very first week of the Faithful Life Challenge. And I was saying that I feel like my page is naked when I don't have a honey in it. It's just like such a big part of like my paper crafting. So I just made up the name. She looks like a Sammy. She's just adorable. I can't wait to show you. You know how I have a little girl? It's supposed to be me. A little girl her name is Francie, and she's named after the character in A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Oh, ooh, interesting.
Yes, you did not know that, did you?
I did not. That right back.
So Miss Little Francie, she has a new friend named Sammy now, and she's really cute. She's kind of featured. I don't think I have anything that I can show because I wasn't able to print anything. Oh. My printer is big paperweight. It's not plugged in or anything. Okay. But so that being said, I will be able to give you guys by the next time we are on the show, it will have already launched.
Do you want me to pull it up on my computer? Does it translate?
Sure, you can try. Let's try that. Let's try that and let's see what happens. Okay, so Kelly's going to pull it up on there, and so you guys can see her cute little face. So the whole theme for next month is going to be about gratitude, being grateful. And most of us think of that theme in November, but I decided to roll it in faster and do it in October. And I think it's going to tie in really well because this month we're focusing on simplicity. We're thinking about simple living, kind of like, do I need all of the things? Am I spending my time wisely? And can I learn to slow down and enjoy simplicity? And I personally am walking the talk because I have obviously had to do that living in a little RV. Well, not little. It's pretty big as far as RVs goes. Is it not? Doesn't it feel like you're in an apartment in here?
It's amazing in here.
Yeah. I can't wait to give you guys like a full tour. We are like this close to having it like set up. And oh no, Twilight, I hope. Yeah, does anyone else have a splotchy video? So, oh, and I want to show you, I went shopping today. Now that I've talked about simplicity, But oh my gosh, you guys, I had to. So I bought a few things. There was just like a few little spots in my craft room that just needed a little something, something. And I went to a Home Goods that was along the freeway, and I was like, pull over. You should see Mr. Crafty. He was like, "Arr!" in this big 40-foot RV because a girl needs to go to Home Goods. But so I'm seeing a lot of people are saying splotchy, splotchy. Mine goes in and out of being clear and pixelated. Yikes. So this is what I got today. It's super light, which is why I really wanted it. And I know that the light's shining on it so you can't see, but you add a battery to it and it's a light in there. So it's like a little glowing little light. And I just thought it was really cool and a great reminder to me, you know, about everything that I get excited to do. Like I just want to kill it, right? So I wish that you could see its glowing prettiness, but anyway, that was one of my purchases today. Is there anything else? And another thing that I purchased, which was also super light, was this little plant. And when I got it put on my new desk, it completely matches my whole room. I have a pink typewriter and a gray box sitting right on my desk. So it was meant to be, and it's like ridiculous light. I think there's styrofoam in it. Oh, and it had the red tag of goodness, which means clearance. So I have this now, and because my dream my dream is I would really love to see my RV featured on Apartment Therapy. There's so many different like home blogs I've seen now, wayfair.com, and I would love for someone to be like, I want to take pictures of your RV and share it, because that's how I discovered RV living, was from apartmenttherapy.com. There's this really cool girl on Instagram. Her name is Nesting Gypsy, and her husband like owned multiple RVs, and her husband would transform the engine so it would run on cooking oil, right? And they had 3 little kids in the RV, and she ended up being someone who sells essential oils. So, right, the red tag of goodness, who does not love that? So I loved watching her, and she was so inspiring, and I took pictures of her RV and put them on my vision board, and now I am living in my RV. So I just know that there's like, what makes it special is I'm a planner girl, I'm a crafty girl. I've never seen anyone with their own craft room in an RV. So I would love to show women like, look, it's possible. You can be living the dream. You know, there's lots of people that have different types of jobs. Show us your friend. Come here, Kelly.
Do you want?
Oh yes, yes.
This,
Kelly's gonna.
Do you want to see all of this?
No, let's just show Sammy.
Okay.
We don't want to show all the goods, right?
I need a second.
Okay,
Just 1 second.
Okay. Victoria is requesting you join us here for a second, but Kelly is going to bring. Hi. See, Justine, right? I would like to inspire other people. I know Miss Ellie has said several times that she is trying to get into a fifth wheel. And I have gotten like quite a few more followers who are either living in an RV or want to very much. Like it's part of their goal. So, hi!
Okay, here's Sammy.
Look at, let's see
if we
can we share? There's Sammy.
There she
look
is.
how cute she is!
And look what she's reading. Can you tell?
Is it
It's the
A Tree Grows in Brooklyn?
Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Yay! The best book ever. Who has read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn? Everybody raise their hands. I have read that book. I think I read it when I was 11 years old. I've probably read it 20, 25 times in my lifetime.
Hey, I've never read it.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have it here?
I have it on my Kindle. But I'll get you a copy, because seriously, that is like a classic book. Everyone loves. Justine, how could you never have heard of Tree Grows in Brooklyn? Okay, I insist that we all look up on Amazon A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. They have the digital version of it, and you can. I actually went to Brooklyn with my mom the first time that we went to New York together, and we went to Serenity, and we went to Brooklyn and got a copy of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn just because I wanted to have it. So it's a story that's set in the early 1900s, and it's set in Brooklyn, and it's all about a little girl named Francie and her growing up very, very, very poor. So it's kind of, turn of the century. So it is a classic. It's a classic, and it should have been something that you had to read in high school. But I guess what happened is that they decided it wasn't high enough caliber in terms of the language. But so many women I know have read it. It is a beloved book. And they made it into a movie that actually won an award, possibly an Oscar, I'm not sure. But, oh, hello, Pink Poodle. It's hard to miss that. Hello, hi, Corey. So, yes, love that book. So, Serenity's saying hi to you, too.
What emoji is Pink Poodle using?
Miss Pink Poodle, what emoji are you using? Kelly wants to
Tell
know.
what that is? I can't tell.
I'm Kelly's assistant right now.
Stop the show.
It looked like the little horn, but I can't tell. Some of you guys, it's so cute. Great expectations, right? It was boring. I wish that they had made us read Tree Groves in Brooklyn, because it would have been awesome. What is that, Claudine? You're using it too. Is that like a little? Yes, it's a little horn. Okay.
It's a horn?
It's a horn with a little ribbony
Like a
thing.
unicorn horn?
Hi, Gina. It is. There is one tonight. It's very informal. It's very informal. Trust me. So, Kelly, it's okay, girl. Miss Kelly Johnston, you wrote me one of the sweetest comments I've ever received ever. And hi, Carmen. And I took a little screenshot of that and I put it in my my happy book. So I appreciate you so much. I always appreciate when people just share their heart with me and share like what being in the club means to them and how I found you. I found you on YouTube. I found you on Instagram. I want to be found. Instagram makes that very, very hard. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Instagram, I feel like it's crickets. I feel like it is impossible to grow your account on there anymore without paying for stuff. And I kind of feel like my goal isn't really growing my Instagram account. My goal is to really grow, my blog and having you guys sign up for like emails and stuff like that, because that's a whole other way for me to be able to communicate directly with you. And you and I are talking directly. You don't belong to Facebook. You don't belong to Instagram. We're just friends, just you and me. And so we can do that through emailing each other. So, oh my gosh. I just saw that there's evacuees from the hurricane where you are. Oh, I can't stop thinking about, I woke up this morning thinking about Florida. And I hope my friend Angela, I'm hoping that you show up tonight. I know that you're in Fort Lauderdale. And Miss Damaris, you're in, I forget where you said, but you're in that area too. I looked up where you were. Florida's got so many names with beaches in the name. So I assume that obviously that town is right there on the sides. Yes, Palm Beach. That just sounds beautiful. 300,000 people are out of power. Honestly, Patricia, you guys, oh, my heart goes out to you. To Florida from Houston. Amen. I don't know. I know there's a lot of Christians praying right now, praying for everyone, and it's terrible. Like, we just came from the Pacific Northwest where it's nothing but fires. When we were leaving and driving down, there was, usually that area is just clear blue sky. It's just beautiful. It was all, the orange was the sky was orange. It was like orange ashy color all through Oregon, all down through Northern California, because of all the fires it's just drifting over. It is really sad now. People were showing pictures on Facebook, I think the other day, where people had ash all over their cars. Ah, that's horrible. So, hi, Miss Veronica, and I'm glad to hear that the sky was beautiful again. That is the most beautiful part of the country. It's just amazing how all of us, we live in different parts of the country, and all of us, Julie, exactly. I grew up in the early 70s in Southern California. That's exactly what it was like. It was like the old days before Los Angeles started cracking down on the air quality. So, wait, I just started to say something. We all live in different parts of the country, and all of us seem to have like our own issues. Like some of us deal with blizzards, hurricanes, earthquakes. There's always something that somebody in our country is dealing with. You know, it's just, we're living on a very angry earth. It's trying to spit us out. So don't you feel like that sometimes?
Yes.
I feel so bad. Like even if it's not the weather, it's fires. It's things that we're doing ourselves. So it's just awful. And I hope that all of us if you're a praying type, I hope that all of us, Miss Damaris was saying that the other day on her feed at Studio D about we should all be praying together for everything going on. Uh-oh. Something just happened on my thing. Yikes. Okay. Sorry. I just got an error message that the phone I'm using to record this on is overheating. So we might get cut off.
We're in Arizona.
Would I know. Would that shock you? So, okay. So I feel like I'm just doing a lot of chatting. I just wanted to show you guys really fast a few things, and then we can chit chat. Kelly, could you hand that to me, that little pile of... Thank you, Mr. Crafty. Oh, and that too. Okay, so a few things about the digital store. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but there's a video on my YouTube channel where I showed how I made my master notebook. It's called the DIY Master Notebook. And I actually used one of the covers that's in the digital store now. All those months ago, I made this video. And this was actually one of the very, very first things I ever put in the store when we first built it. So there's a video there that will show you how you can create your own fun, fantastic notebook using notebooks you purchased and recover them. So I just wanted to show you, that's what I am using and love. This girl goes with me everywhere. And I even added like a little pen loop to her. This is one of the Lecturm pen loops. So it is a complete book.
And there's a back too.
Oh, and the back of so every time you buy a digital cover, we're calling them digital, you know, the planner covers, or you can use it as a divider. This actually comes with the back too, so you have both. But you can also use that as a divider, print it on the cardstock, and then put it in there. So, right, Michelle, cover all the notebooks, because I end up buying notebooks all the time that they're okay. They're not awesome. They're okay. Let me see here. As an example, sorry, okay, here's another one, and they all have names. This one is Jane. This is Jane. Jane is on the cover of my Crafty Girl playbook. And this is what I made the other day on a YouTube video that still has not been done. It's not been edited or put up yet, but I went ahead and made pages. I did entire like 4 layouts all in one shot, one video. Thank you, Paula. I love Jane too. So this video will be coming shortly. It's the first time I've crafted in months, possibly all year.
But
like that. But I'm going to start planning again. And the next kit is what's making me super excited. This is the planner I'll be using for my my planning, my daily planning for right now. It is more of like a listing type of planner. Sorry, I keep reaching up to the screen and poking you guys, and the reason why is because I keep getting the little thing. Mr. Crafty is now putting a fan. He's directing a fan at the phone, hoping that will keep the temperature down on there. So
then nobody will be able to hear.
Yeah, the air conditioning in here is like really, it's kind of loud, and you guys heard it earlier, so we had to turn it off. So it's starting to get a little warm in here. So anyway, so this is what happens is I'll buy a notebook very similar to this, and then I don't think it's an exploding phone. I hope not anyway.
No.
But this is what they become. So I ran into TJ Maxx and grabbed this one. And then you can cover it with one of the awesome Reset Girl covers. Print it.
And that's Kate.
Print it on sticker paper. This is Kate. Isn't she fab? She's my favorite. So, okay. Andrea says, put the air on. We'll get used to it. Like, we're dying in here. We are in Arizona. Kelly lives in a state that's equivalent to the heat of the sun. I don't know how people ever live in this state. If you live in Arizona, bless you, because...
Ooh, and call me.
And Kelly says call her. She's looking for planner friends. Okay. Okay.
I asked the first time I was in Late Night Crafty Club and nobody got back to me about Arizona.
Maybe there's, you know what? I have gotten contacted by a store in Arizona to teach a workshop here. So I know that Planner Girls must exist. And I definitely will be reaching out back to them to say, well, let's talk about when I can do that. So Arizona can't be that desolate. There must be Planner Girls here.
Arizona.
There you go. Where's our Arizona girls? Scraps of love.
Yes.
Thank you, Kristen, for reminding me.
Ooh,
I have a little list of people that I have to catch up with. Hi, Miss Corey. Holy cow. I have a list of people who have contacted me, which I'm so grateful for. And I definitely need to follow up. I wanted to kind of get ourselves kind of situated and then go and get myself lined up with additional going to teach at other stores, because I've been a little, this whole RV thing, as I have just demonstrated to you yesterday, is there's like a whole new component of life. Like I have discovered, there's a thing called traveling day, and then there's the day where you're actually here and you're set up and you're just living your life. But when you're traveling, it's like you have a whole other like list of things you got to do. We were not prepared for traveling day, and how it really it's a lot harder than we thought. So now I know, don't ever schedule a late night crafty club on a day you might need to travel. And so now I know. So, yay, Cindy, your sister's in Mesa. I'm in Mesa. That is where we are right now. We're in Mesa, Arizona. That is where scrapbook.com is also located. So, yes, they are. They don't have a store though. Like you can't walk in there. They're very secret, very hush hush. But I graduated from the Arizona State University, so I did the entire online program. So I only got to be here once to graduate, but I was not going to miss my graduation. Not after all the money I spent on that degree. Heck no. So I definitely, I was just talking to the people who run this RV place, which this place is not like any RV place I've ever seen. It's more technically a mobile home park. It's a mobile home park. Janet, my degree is in technical communication. I talked to them, and they were talking to me about, the length of time and how busy it is. And they said that January through March is kind of the busy time of the year. So I was thinking maybe they're onto something, because maybe it's like the weather's really great here or something. So I was thinking maybe I would come back, through Arizona again. So let's put a pin in that, because that could happen. I can't be here during, it's too hot. It's not hot today. Thank you guys for keeping the temperature down.
It's like the chilly, that's not the right word.
Coolest, most human friendly.
Since I moved here.
It's wonderful. The temperature is like, it's doable today. It's very gray. I didn't even see the sun out today. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys, I keep getting sidetracked, but I wanted to show you a couple other things I personally printed from the store. And one of them, I don't have my scissors. One of them this is what a planner cover divider would look like as you print it out on cardstock. This is an A5. So as you could see, you could just print it out and cut it with your scissors and pop it into your planner as a divider. You can back it with scrapbook paper. So this is Rhonda. Rhonda is sassy. I love her. She's probably my favorite. And I think we even made her like a little button. We made her into a button too. I just think she's so pretty. She's got this little sass in her eye. So this is Rhonda, and she, I would say Jane and her are pretty close. Jane's got this very wistful look to her little face, like she's a daydreamer. So these ladies are dying to get in your planner, on your notebooks. I made you guys something fun. We actually have our own planner magazine now. So, yay! So there's that. And I wanted to show you guys a couple ideas of things that I was planning on doing with my goodies. And I wanted to show you some of the punches because I specifically designed some things that go along with what I do, which is my my paper punch buffet. And I call it my paper punch buffet because I was using a little tray to put all my little assortment of goodies in. Now, my classic one that I normally use every day, I do not have it at the moment, but I do have a new one that I just got in the mail yesterday. Thank you, Amazon. I purchased this on Amazon, and it's like a jewelry organizer. And look at the perfect little squares. Like, I see this and go, oh, all my die cuts are gonna look awesome in there. And this one's really nice. It has like a linen kind of cover on it, and it was $10. So I thought I would go ahead and show you some of my punching and show you the punches that go with these guys and how you can set yourself up with a punching buffet. And you've got a lot of Arizona friends now that are on there talking, so.
My iPad quit on me, so.
Okay.
And I can't reply. Tell them I'm not able to reply.
So Kelly can't reply. Oh, also, my scissors. I'm trying to think of where my scissors would be right now. Sure. Oh, you know what? I know where they are. Ta-da! My scissors. I know. There's my scissors. These are available. Oh, can you put a link in there for me? theresetgirl.com/favorites. You guys, I made a new page today on my blog, which I'm hoping to like get more of you guys going to my blog, because everything that I always talk about, like joining a challenge, being part of one of my communities, the Late Night Crafty Club, everything on there everything I do is now on my blog. I finally have it all up. Mr. Crafty just posted that link, theresetgirl.com/favorites. That is where I put all the links to this stuff that I'm about to show you. All my favorite stuff. This is one of them. This is another of them. Everything I show you for the planner punch buffet, like all the printable stuff that I put in there, and my printers that I use, my favorite paper, sticker paper, everything that I use and love and have bought with my own money, because I never ever recommend stuff to you ever that I have not purchased myself. People ask me, can I give you free product for you to talk about? And I think I have taken free product twice ever in the 3 years, and it was only because I had planned on purchasing that item anyway. So I generally, my rule of thumb and how I like to operate is I won't recommend things that I haven't, I need to have some skin in the game too. I don't want to just tell you guys about fabulous stuff that I didn't buy. And I feel like when you buy something, you're on your own, you have the power to be as truthful, good or bad, about something. And I don't generally do reviews, but I've been thinking more and more that maybe I should, because I feel like I have a lot of really cool things, and I have stuff, like I go out of my way to find things that are different. I've purchased quite a few planners recently because I wanted to do what do you want to call it? Like, this is one of them. I wanted to show you guys like a variety of really cool and interesting planners that are out there that are budget friendly. And there's a lot of different stuff out there that I really wanted to kind of review and talk about. Reviews are fun. I started thinking about that and I was like, you know, I love watching. There's some channels that are beauty channels, but I love watching review channels, and I love hearing, there's people that I always go to, the same people over and over again before I buy anything in the drugstore to, you know, put on my face or whatever. I love to like go ask that, you know, find out what that person says about it. So why am I not doing that for the planner community? You know, I started asking myself that. I share a lot of that information when I do a workshop. I give like a handout with all kinds of links on it, but I was like, you know, I get asked this stuff all the time, but I don't take the time to make it available. So I just started a page on my blog today, theresetgirl.com/favorites, that will at least give you the basics of everything I truly love and have purchased myself, and then I would love to be like, this is what I do. And I have been a big pusher of that 32-pound paper long before there's been a cajillion printer Etsy stores, you know, the printable stores or the insert stores. I was pushing that 32-pound from the get-go because it is just dreamy. So I want to try to find things that are not about like status things, but more about like cool, fun things or budget friendly things. I don't want to be spending a ton of money. I felt so pained at how much stuff that good night, Jennifer. Enjoy church tomorrow. That's weird. I usually do this on Fridays, so you guys don't have church, so I apologize for the switcheroo. But hopefully this video will actually get to go up on YouTube. I did not put my last Late Night Crafty clip up on YouTube because it was terrible. If you guys sat through it last time, there were so many technical issues, and it had to do with the new software we tried to use, where we could kind of like pull YouTube Live and Facebook Live and like create it so it would show on both, and it just was a hot mess. So all the stuff that I'm showing you, if you go to theresetgirl.com/favorites, you will see all the stuff that I love and use faithfully. So this little guy is probably my favorite, and I buy that paper by the case, that navigator paper. I don't bother getting a ream because I will use that for all my inserts, my crafting, everything. I gave you options, so I gave you 28-pound and 32, but I use 32-pound for everything. And the case price is the best price. If you guys go into like an office store, in my opinion, it is a rip-off. I can't believe how much. It's ridiculous how much they charge for a ream of paper. That you get a whole case of it for $40 and delivered. It's like 40 something. Yeah, totally worth it.
That's on your favorites list?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I'm going.
So anyway, this is the cardstock. This is the Nina cardstock. It's on the list. This is what I use to print all of my embellishments, all of my cardstocky stuff. This one right here is the little clouds, and this is Adored. Adored is probably my favorite of all of the Reset Girl collections that I've done. It's my favorite patterns and colors. So this page was designed to do this. And you know what, Elaine? That is an excellent, excellent idea. Back in the day when I first started the show, that was my intention. And I think I managed to do one show like that where I was kind of like, this is what I'm going to work on. And I think it was how to be best friends, how to be besties with your word for the year. And I gave you guys printables and like, here you go, we're all going to do this together. And then ever since then, the Late Night Crafty Club has been kind of a hot mess where I am not able to like get my act together and like have it be like intentional. I planned it out. I have printables to share. We're going to do this craft together, and I absolutely want to make that happen. So if you have been hanging in this long, I applaud you. I thank you. I appreciate you. This show is I had such high hopes and intentions for this show, and with all of our changes, and that's really what it is. We did not know at that time we were going to be living in an RV and just a matter of weeks. So I'm hoping this is our first week of like traveling RV living. I feel like we're gonna get into the groove of it, and then I'll have quiet time. I don't know about you, because a lot of us are introverts here. When I stare out the window, I can come up with the most amazing ideas, the most inspired, like, this is what we need to do. I get really inspired by daydreaming. I just do my best work when I'm staring out a window or taking a shower, either one. So I am hoping that in all the downtime of just staring out a window a lot of the time, I will be able to plan out better the Late Night Crafty Club, because you guys show up for this and I really want it to be special. And once we get this whole thing set up, then we can kind of go back and forth. I can do like top down, filming, and then come back and be like, hey everybody. So that's my plan. I have every intention of following that through. It's just a matter of like getting everything, on track. And totally, Ellie, I totally agree with you. I pray every morning that God help guide and lead me. And the only thing, that I really wanted to make a focus this year was, my word for the year is strengthen. And although I should absolutely be applying that to myself, I have really focused on strengthening you guys. What can I bring? What content can I create? What can I do to strengthen you? So the one thing on my list this year was Camp Reset, and I managed to knock that one out of the park. So woohoo, Camp Reset! Yeah. Me and Kelly put a lot of hours into Camp Reset because we wanted it to be just amazing. So I am super proud that I actually checked something off my list that we made back in December of 2016. Kelly and I did a whole planning session one day with Oreos and everything, and it was snowing. It was like a little fairy tale. And I planned my whole year, and pretty much the only thing I've managed to keep on track has been, I gave every month a theme, and I've kept to that. So this month is simplicity. Next month will be grateful. And Camp Reset, having a free planner camp. So yay! And thank you for reminding me, Lydia. Yes, the digital store got launched. It got the most sad little launch ever, but yes, it got launched, darn it. I'm gonna give myself a reward sticker. Kelly, make me a reward sticker. Stat. So
my friend shop.
Yeah, and we have new reward stickers and little coming with the next month's challenge again, which those were amazing. You guys really seem to love those, because we sold a lot of those. So the Happy Place Club Challenge, which hopefully we are all working on, has been, I think you guys seem to really enjoy, that you only have to do it, once a week if you wanted to. It's a weekly challenge, not a daily challenge now, and it has the fun prompts to it. Some are listing prompts, some are self-care, and this is a cloud punch, Miss Twyla. So yes, Linda, the snip shop is up. Thank you. I like the new format too. It has been wonderful. If you have not gotten your prompt sheet, you can go on theresetgirl.com and go to the communities page. Up at the very top, I have a little navigation, and you can hit the communities button. I have two clubs now. I have the Happy Place Club, and I have the Faithful Life Club. So this is where you can sign. This is in the Happy Place, and you can sign up for this challenge. It will get directly emailed to you as soon as you sign up. So you got to check your inbox for it. And then each week we are going together as a group and completing the prompts. You can pick and choose whichever you want. If you only want to do one prompt for the whole week, you can do that. If you want to do some mix and match from different categories, we have listing and journaling, self-care, and then crafting. So I have an amazing plan for this as we get going towards the end of the year. I have a delicious product that's going to support this, and the kits will come together and more closely support it. So this has been a long awaited dream of finally having this all together. So this is definitely a really fun activity challenge. And yes, Linda, I am still doing that. In fact, I just saw her yesterday and we talked about it at where she's at. So she's kind of at the learning curve of, learning how to get that up. She'd hoped to have it up in August. She's putting the final touches on her website now, like getting all the little graphics up, but that will be up, and it's Honey Girl Sticker Co. is what it is. Yes, the girls who are coming on the cruise, where are you at? I see Denise is like, I'm a cruise girl. So this is the Cloud Punch by Fiskars, and Miss Pink Poodle, I don't know how to answer that question, but I don't see why they wouldn't be. Miss Andrea, you're a cruise girl, yay! Mr. Crafty might be able to answer that, but I think I feel like people, with the way the silhouette works, I feel like you could, yay, Serenity! I was not aware you were actually going for sure. Hi, Betty, going, yay! That's awesome. I missed this other comment up here. I missed the person who said they can't wait for playing for the cruise. So, yay, Vicky!
He made some of them silhouette.
So Mr. Crafty did kind of start the process of doing silhouette files. I kind of stopped him at the moment because I wanted him to work on something else. But he does have some planner sheets that were set up. There we go. There's Mr. Crafty answering. So I just wanted to show you really quick. So the Cloud Punch right here is all set up to go with these little guys right here. So you know what, this one, Michelle, I believe is I don't remember. Is there one bigger than that? I feel like that one's the extra large one. I think it's,
Well, let me go to Amazon.
if you go on theresetgirl.com/favorites, the actual link to this punch is on there, and it will say. So Fiskars is not. I wish they would put the sizes on their punches, but they don't. But if you look, Mr. Crafty, would you mind posting that link again? You see how all the professionalism has just gone out the door. Now I'm just a wife nagging her husband to post. Can you do that for me? But this is listed on the site. So Miss Melinda, we will be selling them. We just haven't got them up yet. So I know, RV life. Are you able to do it? Are you on there?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, Miss Kelly's going to help me out. So Linda, this is the punch that you would want to have. I personally, thank you, Michelle. See, Michelle has just reminded me that I am killing it. So
It is the extra large.
it is the extra large. Okay, it is official. This is the extra large punch. Could you put the favorites link up? theresetgirl.com.
Oh, I can.
Okay, so this is the extra large punch. It makes the most adorable little punches ever. My favorite thing to do is to thank you, Kelly. Thanks, Kelly Bangs.
You're welcome.
Julie, I am not surprised. I honestly, that's such a disappointment. But this will just show you guys, if any of you were planning on having a business ever, you decided I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to sell planner stickers, whatever it is you want to do, there's going to be a cajillion things that you are just not going to think about or be aware of because that's just not in your wheelhouse unless you've run a business before. As a person who's not been involved in the running of a business, seriously, there's so much. It's like I feel like I have to like train myself and I have to spend time every day learning stuff, how to run a business so that I can run my business. Kelly says she's grateful that we still have hair because I do this constantly twirling my hair as I think about what I have to do, all the things that I'm doing wrong. So yay, that's what I do. I'm a site crasher. That's going to be sitecrasher.com. So, hashtag. See, Kelly's over here twirling her hair too. We're twinsies right now. How many of you guys are hair twirlers? I do this constantly. It helps me think better. So, yes, Julie, thank you for that update. I'm not surprised. It's like, slap it high for the hair twirlers. Yes. And Vicky, you know what's funny is I love learning about business because I love to learn stuff. But it's very different when you have to like make decisions before you know what you're doing. So I appreciate so much that you guys put up with sometimes. Some things I've done in excellence, like I had remember the sticker launch where I introduced all my color palettes and it was like graceful and what was the other one? The new one, Lady Boss. Do you guys remember that launch? Oh my gosh, that was an amazing success. It was so incredible. I could not believe you guys showed up for me that way. And so I do have I have one awesome time where I nailed the launch. I got that going for me. But the rest of it is just like, you know, hopefully they'll be understanding. And honestly, it is, if I couldn't share that with you and tell you the truth, like, man, sometimes it just falls flat because my site crashed. And so you guys couldn't shop. Like, you probably can't do it right now. But right now, behind the scenes, Guillermo, who calls himself a WordPress superhero, he is working on getting my site transferred over. And so you guys can shop as Planner Girls do. And you will not have to worry about getting in there and out of there. And then when I add more stuff, it will not crash. Yay. Because honestly, I have like some new products that are just waiting to come into the store, physical products. So anyway, that was what I wanted to show you, was the cloud punch, but there's more. I also printed some of my clouds on clear sticker paper, which this is what I was going to demonstrate to you, how cool it is when you print on the clear sticker paper, clear matte. It's translucent, so you can see words through it. If you wanted to use this in your Bible journaling, it would be bomb. If you want, I could if I had my top-down camera. It's not the same.
I know.
But okay.
But I want to see it.
But I'm just here for Kelly's enjoyment, so I'm just doing what she's asking me to do now. So it is on my favorites list. It should be on my favorites list.
Your clear paper?
There you go. See, that's looking at the bright side. When you guys are all sleeping, Australia can shop. And then when Australia goes to sleep, you guys can shop. I have a lot of lovely customers in Australia too. Okay, you came in here for what reason? Do you need something from me?
I don't think that's going to cut.
Mr. Crafty came in here because he was like, that's not going to cut with your punch.
Remember I told you that when you
Yes,
were talking about the plastic?
it's true.
But you might be able to do the top down if you want me to swap the camera.
Okay,
Do it.
so Mr. Crafty reminded me that the clear sticker
It's
paper
actually plastic, not paper.
is actually plastic in its makeup, and so it doesn't like to be punched. However, it cannot resist the gold scissors. So I'm going to cut out my clouds. And you know what? This is what I want to remind you guys. A lot of us have gotten spoiled by all of these fabulous stickers that have been cut for us and just delivered to our doorstep. You know, it is wonderful to peel a sticker off a backing, right? But I have to tell you, there is something so magical and soothing about cutting stuff out of paper. It is probably the best part of crafting for me. And I have piles of little magazine pages that I've cut out over the years, torn out, just because I want to cut out words out of it or pictures out of it. And I'm telling you, these scissors make all the difference right here. These gold scissors that are on my list, and they vary in price. Sometimes they'll be as much as $14 and sometimes they'll drop down to $8. These are fabulous. If you are coming to my Glampin' with the Reset Girl event, you are getting a pair of these in your kit. Yes, this is a kit item. They are fabulous. I have extras in the basement of the RV because you never know. You never know. You might need them.
You tell your story about the airport.
when I went to Germany. So I have a terrible habit of, I pack wonderfully when I go to a workshop to teach, and I make sure everything's separated and I check my luggage in the right way. But when I leave the workshop and come home, I don't do as good a job checking all my luggage. And I happened to leave one of these pairs of scissors in my carry-on. And I got to the airport in Germany and they all, their TSA or whatever you want to call them there are different than they are here. Like, they have more of a sense of humor. So they didn't come drag me off right away. But the guys pulled these out of my scissors and I saw them in their hand and I was like, no, like a tragic, you know, drawn out moment in a movie. And I realized I was never getting those scissors back. And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, can I mail them to myself? And they're like, yeah, you've passed that point, you know, at this, where you can't do that.
One of you.
So I know, well, one of you take them home to your wife. And they're like, we can't do that. We're not allowed. And I had to watch these beautiful gold scissors go in the trash can. And I have to tell you, it was a tragic moment for just the thought of it. But
Thanks for reminding me.
I know, but thanks, Kelly. But that's okay, because that was the same trip I got to fly home. I got bumped up to first class seats by my wonderful airline, so it was okay. I lived with it. But I did feel bad, and I still do, that these ended up in a German landfill instead of in some woman's hand where they belong. These are actually tailoring scissors. They're meant for fabric, and I remember I kept seeing these on Project Runway, and I was like, I need to get some of these scissors. And then I found them one day, and I discovered that they cut paper so deliciously, you will be ruined for other scissors forever. You will, I know, right, Janet? Yes, I did. I did not cry in my champagne. That was my only time I've ever been bumped up to first class that I can think of, and it's because I have gotten to fly so much that I finally got to that like level of being a passenger on Delta, which is a fantastic airline. And sorry, Paula. But unfortunately, you know, I never really flew a ton in my life. So this last couple of years has actually been the bulk of my flying, and now I got to experience it. Now I'm ruined forever. So, see, and a C-141. I wonder if that is like a what do they call those? A military flight? Is that like a military flight? So, see, Cynthia, Delta rocks. You should say Delta rocks. They did something nice for you, huh? They traded in your ticket and gave you.
Yeah, well, I did the
Standby thing.
So I got a good chunk of change. Yeah.
One time when my flight got delayed by like 7 hours, it was the same time you and I were leaving together from Palm Springs. I had a 7-hour delay. They brought everyone waiting in the little like gate area. They brought everyone like a little boxed meal. I've never ever seen an airline do that before. So I am going to attempt to show you the amazingness of this, and I wonder if it will even be amazing because the lighting is so crummy in here. But okay, so there's my, sorry, there's a fan blowing on me now too. It's all very high tech in here. Okay, Michelle, that is so true. This is better than the golden ticket any day. If you guys get your hands on a pair of these gold scissors, and I'm not talking about any gold scissors, okay? Just because they're gold scissors does not make them these gold scissors. So they're this brand. They're on my list. They're called Fatima. So just saying. You know what? You are absolutely right. I do need a sheet backdrop to make me look more like it's Fatima. Dana, if you go on theresetgirl.com/favorites, the link, and I would really love for you guys to use the link that I provided, because Amazon will give me they give me a few pennies every time someone uses one of my links, which can add up. So sometimes it doesn't cost you anything, but sometimes it helps me and Mr. Crafty now pay for gas to get from one town to the next. So I would love for you guys to use my little links that I like, that one. So using what I provide, I appreciate. Kelly, thank you so much. It does feel a little bit like a party right now.
Just kidding.
So anyway, thank you, Claudine. I like my background too. Usually Mr. Crafty styles it, makes it all beautiful, but he actually spent his time putting the front of the RV together so that when Kelly came in, it actually looked decent. It looked it actually really, really nice. So, I'm trying to show you the amazingness of my little, okay, take two. I am going to, okay, I'm going to do another cloud. I'm going to pick a purple one to match my nails. Thank you very much, Diane. I got myself some like magenta fingernails.
Maybe you can put it on a planner page.
It's going to be interesting as I travel across the country that now I'm going to have to like go into nail places and a hairstylist I've never been to and just kind of trust them. It took me a really long time to find the girl who does my hair. She does such a great job, and she's the one that like got it all highlighty and light, and now I'm kind of scared.
That's a planner.
Okay, Kelly wants me to put this on a planner.
This is my way of getting her to use her planner.
Kelly's the boss of me tonight. Okay. All right.
You're using the Bando one, right?
Yes, I have intentions to use all these planners. I have all these great ideas. You know what, you guys? I want to put together like a little list and post it on my blog to give you guys ideas of how you can use your planners, because there's really cool ways. Like I came up with I thought some very interesting ideas of what you could do with a planner that is not necessarily putting like your tasks and to-dos in it, but like use it for different reasons, you know? That's true. I could totally do that. You guys live all over the place, and I could just be like, hey, y'all. I see people do that on Facebook all the time. I never, ever post stuff like on Facebook, like, where should I go to eat? Where could I get my car oil changed? And I see people ask those questions, so I should probably just do that. Because you guys know what I mean. I'm not trying to be shallow, but when you find someone who does like a really good job with your hair and you really love what they do, it's a little, I don't know. I've gotten some bad haircuts, bad hair colors. I've been coloring my hair since I was 16. So, good night, Missy Lane. Corey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, do you guys see that now? It's kind of clear-ish. You know what, Kelly? I put it on a page that didn't really have any text on it, so you can't really. Man, I didn't really think that through. Here, let me try again. Take 3. Okay. Oh, okay. I just want to demonstrate to you that when you use the clear sticker paper, you actually can see the writing through it, which is delicious. Hello. If you were doing like stamping and stuff, imagine how fun that would be to kind of have this translucent little clouds, and you could have that sitting over your text. See how this little pink cloud is kind of sitting over the text, but you can still see through it? I just think that's fun. I'm kind of in love with it now that I look at it more. Isn't that cool looking?
Yeah, I love it.
So this planner was for me to kind of write in every day. It's a planner just to write like how I'm doing with my relationship with God. So we're like, where are we at, Lord? Where are we at in our relationship? How are we doing? It's our check-in. So this is just me kind of like making little notes and stuff about like something that occurred to me, popped into my head, something I might have learned. I try to keep it open like when I do my Bible study in the morning, so that when I think about like what I just learned, I could make a note in it. So that's where it is. Hi, Miss Michelle. You are late to the party. Is the party almost over? I don't even know what time it is. You guys, I don't ever.
9:17.
Good night, Andrea. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for helping and getting rid of people that are saying not nice things. Thank you, Victoria. Oh, good night, Patricia. Yes. So anyway, to your point, Serenity. So now that let's pretend I have all these little clouds done. Is you could have like a whole little cloud section, if you will. You know, like you could keep all your little clouds together. And one of the things I like about the stuff that I do is I love eclectic patterns. I love mixing and matching stuff. So the stuff that I do, I like to have have it more like, I hate to use the word like I want to use all purpose. I want you to be able to use it in anything with your own stash. So that's why I like to have like a lot of patterns and stuff like that. So this would give you that ability. I missed who just said that they were making it for the first time. Alicia. Yikes. I missed it. Bye, Mrs. Random. Good night. Good night, Ada. Good night. Good night. Okay. Alicia Moore, welcome. Thank you. Thanks, Paula. Being such a good host.
Goodbye, goodbye, hello.
Goodbye, hello. goodbye, hello. Oh, thanks, Vicky. You're in North Carolina. I'm trying to get to North Carolina. It's on my list. So anyway, you could do like a whole little section of clouds, a whole little section of banners, little section of Kateri the first time. Well, welcome. Circles could go in here. What a pretty name. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Kateri. It's really hard sometimes when you see names and then you say them and then you're saying it all kinds of wrong. So I kind of forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? So that's the point of the paper bunch buffet tray, is that you can keep all your little shapes in here. You can mix in other embellishments. You could put like, you know, here's my like vintage stuff that I have. If I had all my stuff laid out, I could have shown you that I have like all these die cuts and embellishments. And that way when you work, let's say you want to work on a project. Let's say I'm going to just do like my listers got a list. Well, okay, it's not listers anymore. The Happy Place Club Challenge. So let's say that you want to do that. You could make a whole tray for doing all your crafting prompts, all your listing prompts, and then you would have this to just kind of like grab. You could set it up and have it ready to go. And so when you have a little bit of time and you don't want to grab, like pull, who likes pulling out all their craft stuff and then putting it all back away? Nobody. So this is kind of like one of those great things where you can set this up and make it, you can swap stuff out all the time to like change it up, make it fresh and exciting. This is perfect for those of you who love doing December daily, which maybe once in my lifetime I might actually try December daily. I've signed up 2 years in a row now for one little word and I still have yet to do it and complete it. So December daily might just be very high on my, I know that Andrea, who just signed off, Retro Hit Mama, she does December daily. She's done YouTube videos on it and her little layouts are just adorable. If you guys are not familiar with December daily, oh, see, I'm not surprised that you would love it because you're a scrapbooker and you're actually an actual scrapbooker, like creating content, Miss Damaris. It is Allie Edwards. She does it. And yes, Brenda, the clouds are in the print shop. There's a whole section of each of the collections all have the same shapes in them. There's hexagons, there's banners like this.
Small banners, large banners.
There's hexagons like this. This is adored. There's clouds. Here's another of the little banners. This one's, I think this is Flourish. And you guys, the tabs. Okay, let me show you this one real fast. Then I have circles. These are inch, guys. And so the way these were designed is so that you wouldn't have like, they have a little bit more of a bleed to them so that you wouldn't have to be exactly precise when you punched it. So they're a little smidge bigger than the punch just to give you some room. And so here's some journal cards. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can, okay, I'm gonna cut them, but it'll probably be wonky. These are my Pantone journal cards, which I think are so adorable. if any of you guys are familiar with Pantone and looking, and it's really a lot of graphic designers have more familiarity with it, I know, but they do their color chips a certain way. They have a very, very specific look to them. So I wanted to have journal cards that had that look to them too. So aren't they super cute? And I gave them each a name. This one's called Sweet Girl. There's Brave Girl. There's Crafty Girl. And there's Planner Girl Pink, which is supposed to be like ballerina pink from my planner with Simple Stories, which is right here. Yes, we do have a digital store if you're lucky enough to slip in and make a purchase. Apparently you have to get your hand stamped at the door, know the secret password. Our site keeps crashing. This is, I guess I should look at it as like a flattering thing. I have so many customers, I can't keep the doors open. Can't keep stuff on the shelf. So another cool little journal card are these little library cards. You guys, aren't they precious? So this is like, you get, how many cards do you get? So there's 3 sheets of this in one download. I just printed out 1 sheet of them. So they are, they're designed to look just like the classic little library card, that we used to have back in the day. Us Gen Xers, some millennials would remember these. But look how cute.
The Dewey Decimal System.
Do you guys remember how you had to know the Dewey Decimal System to get your book off the shelf? You remember the joy of like pulling open that little drawer and going through it looking for your book? You guys, that was like the best. I remember that as a little girl learning that, and it was like a little code, like how you find your book. And all of us planner girls, I know most of us are little book readers. We appreciate books because we're analog. We're not tech girls. We've been forced to embrace tech, but most of us are very analog. We love the touch of paper. We love a good book, and we probably were visiting the library as little girls. It's really fun to think about, that we were all still little. And so you get this cute little card as a journal card, and I think there's 12 of them to the download. So this is one of the special collections we have. So there's 2 little journal cards to show you. All of the collections we've done in the past, like Adored, Crafted, they all have journal cards in there too. So it's very cool. If you guys still have, here's the best part. If you guys still have some of your play kits around from back in the day, you still have your Listers Gotta List kits, you can resurrect them because now there's digital product to go with them. That's just a way of pulling out stuff that you like and having fresh stuff. And the best part about digital, because I am a digital girl, I don't really talk a whole lot about digital. If you guys go back on my YouTube channel, one of my very first videos I ever did was my Kate Spade. My little Kate Spade planner. Everything in my Kate Spade, good night tears. Everything in my Kate Spade was digital. Okay, I was just checking to see if I actually had her in there, but she is not in there. She must have got left in storage. So, Tiggerzer. So what I was saying is I used a lot of digital products when I made them. Digital is so wonderful because you own it forever. You can use it if you really love something, now you don't have to worry about using it up and not having it anymore, which is one of the things that drives me crazy with die cut packs, is sometimes they'll have a really special piece in there, and once you use it, that's it. You've used it. You'll never see it again unless you buy more. So good night. So that's what's fabulous about digital, is it's yours forever. You can print as many as you need or want. If you really love a pattern or color or style, you can put it in your Bible, you can put it in your planner, you can put it in your notebook. You can make everything coordinated if you wanted to. I'm just saying. So I've loved digital for a really long time, and I wish I had done this sooner, but obviously being in the RV has made this happen much sooner. Good night, Ellie. Thank you for joining us. Tell sis good night. So I wanted to show you, this is another one of my tab, one of my punches that I love so much. I probably have 6 of these in the RV for my workshops so that everybody, thanks Miss Claudine, everyone could get a chance to use them if they have not before. This is the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch. It is on the list. If you buy any of my printables, if you look at the description, there is a punch link in every single one. So if I've shown you a printable that has a punch, any of the planner I'll keep calling it planner, the paper punch buffet, any of those printables in the description has a link for the punch that it's meant to go with. So there's no mystery. I want you guys to know which tool goes with what. And if you purchase this to me is an essential for a planner person or a crafty person. Even if someone, like if you want to do Bible journaling, if you want to do, yes, I'm punching. That is a very insistent request. So, yes, you're making an investment in all the other like cool projects that you can do with it. So with this one, I'm just lining it up. So, like this, like so, and punching. And then obviously we made pairs for each of the tabs. So the way I do mine is I always punch 2 and I glue them back to back to make a really super sturdy tab. However, when I'm doing this, if you want to mix and match, like you have a backing and a front. But if you want to mix and match, you can totally mix these up. You don't have to be matchy-matchy. That's why I like the being eclectic and having things be different. So I'm just going to punch this little guy. So these guys right here, you just paste them back like that. And they become a lot sturdier. So it's really fun to like have lots of extra little pattern and detail in your planner, which is why I love making my tabs. I don't ever make a divider where I cut the tab out of it, like out of the paper. I want it to have its own little special tab. And by doing this, you can also, okay. I'm just using people put things in caps that it's like, I'm shouting at you. So I get it. I understand now. I was kidding anyway. So anyhow, this is really fun to like attach to the top of any page just for fun. Like it doesn't have to be for making like a planner tab. And this is me, like here's one of my tabs right here. I've glued it to the back of one of my dividers. I've had these tabs and this planner has like traveled all over with me. This right here, these guys have been in here for like months. I probably made this planner about 2 years ago and they're still going strong. So when you make them that way with the gluing them together back to back and then using good glue, I always use the Ranger. Oh, that one's missing from the list. Ranger ink has the best glue stick. I wish that they still made the big ones, but they don't. They're the little guys. Let me see if I can find one. This show's already gone off the rails. Okay, so I only have the big one, which they don't make anymore because they had so many issues with quality. But you have a little one? This brand is the best. So this is the one that I've been using for all of my planner products. But it comes in the little bitty guy. So yes, Diane, true. And I have done that as well, is I'll put matte sticker paper over it and then you could clear matte sticker paper and then you could punch through. However, I don't know, we use a silhouette to do that, so I don't know if it will allow you to punch, but it could, I don't know. It's hard to say until you try. And so here's the mini glue, thanks Kelly. It's like a little lip balm, which I've heard some people have done by accident. So this is a little guy, and I include these in all my workshop kits now. I used to put them in the listers kits, but it requires putting it in a box, and that box makes the kit so much more expensive. So I really want to get away from putting things in boxes so that I can make sure that you guys are getting more product and not just packaging. So that's why we kind of made certain decisions. But washi and the stamp are kind of flat enough that we could get them into that package. And who doesn't love washi? Everyone loves washi. So if you missed that earlier, we have completely redesigned the Crafty Girl Play Kit, and next month's kit, which comes out on September 17th, is going to be so incredible. You guys need to mark it all in your planner and pledge to me now. I will mark launch day in my planner, the 17th of September, because you do not want to miss this goodness. I can't wait. I wish I could like show you everything right now. But I cannot. I have to wait, but I will be sneak peeking stuff. But we have an amazing little stamp. You know those little stamps that used to come in the kits? Well, I have one in there, and guess what? It actually can make 20 different phrases. It's that big. And so I put all this thought behind it, like how can I get the most out of this real estate? So this little teeny tiny little stamp, you can make 20 different phrases out of it. Hello. And it's all about being grateful. So we're going to do a really fun project about gratitude, and I want to show you guys like some ideas about how you can, you know, all of us are aware about being grateful, and we've all heard about gratitude lists and all that good stuff. But I've been doing a ton of research about it and like going on Pinterest and pinning so much stuff. So when I launch this whole theme, there'll be a Pinterest board that I can share with you of all these great bloggers who've got ideas. And then I want to put together some printables so that we can all do a gratitude project together. And I'm going to give you some ideas of stuff that we can do. It'll be part of the Happy Place Club Challenge. We will incorporate it in the Faithful Life Club. So it's going to be like, it kind of just I want to seep through everything. Every theme I do, which I'm not sure if you guys have been noticing that. That's been my hope that you guys have, but every single month, it's not just the name of a kit, it's the content that I try to build everywhere. So September 17th is the Crafty Girl Play Kit launch. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. And I think we're going to have I'm doing a couple extra like little products in the launch because I love it so much. I wanted to like even put more amazingness in it. So the planner tab punch is the We Are Memory Keepers, and it's on my list of favorites, theresetgirl.com/favorites. It is totally worth having in your collection. It is bomb, and I think I own like 6 of them because I love it so much. I wanted to make sure that even if I taught at a scrapbook store that I would have it, I could pass them around, let women punch to their heart's delight. It is one of the most fun little shapes to have because you can punch them to the top of your Bible page, your planner page, your notebook page, and you can turn anything into something with tabs. So here's my fun little tab that I made. It's got one pattern on the back and one on the front. Woo, woo, woo. And why does YouTube hate you? Corey, YouTube doesn't hate you. YouTube loves you. We all seem to have different issues with YouTube. Some people are saying like my video is this or that. Like technology is just one of those things, isn't it? And Cassandra, I usually try to do it at noon Pacific Standard Time. Okay, it strongly dislikes you. You and YouTube need to work out your problems. Okay, there is counseling. So,
that punch would also come in handy for any future things like camp reset kind of stuff.
That's true. If I'm going to continue. Hi Nathan, you're in a group of women. It's very hard to explain what we're doing here. You might be in the wrong group. We're a bunch of crafters. We're a bunch of crazy planner girl crafters. So I'm not sure. Anyway, so another shape we have here is the little circles, and that kind of is the truth, isn't it, Diane? I don't even know, like, should we explain, because it's kind of like you have to know the secret handshake, but he took a wrong turn. Yes, sometimes. So there are some people that do not realize that paper planners still exist because everyone is so conditioned to use their phone's calendar. So there's an entire community of people who passionately love their planners, and if you go on YouTube, there's a cajillion videos. We are an entire force. And that's what we're doing tonight. In our pajamas, we are talking about craft supplies and how, I know, right? It is hard to explain it. I'm like, somebody explain it to him. I don't like using my phone either. I'm not for that. The thing I love using most on my phone is the little notes section, like the memo section. I love putting notes in there. I'll do that all the time, but that's about it. So the little EK circle punch, this one's so adorable because most of the other ones are bigger. See, like this one's big and this one's little. And the thing I love about these, and I try to like stick with this brand as much as possible, is they always put a picture of what the punch will look like here on the end, so you can store it upright or like in I assume like in some kind of rack, and you can see what it is. Hi, Susan. And then on this one, we have a little circle and it says 1 inch because they come in a variety of different sizes. So let me, I'm attached here. Kelly, would you mind handing that to me? Yeah, and I'll just grab a little handful. Okay.
Now I'm your assistant.
So Kelly's my assistant now. So I'm just showing you, like, here's what they look like. The little EK success punches. They are super fun and they pack so well. They're like, they just design them so brilliantly. They're super space efficient. So I've got like a square, and I have one that's got like scallops around it. I have a circle, and then I have one that's got scallops around it.
You need to make the cloud.
Thank you. I know, right? Okay. So,
All that?
yeah, thank you. So that is the, so this one's like a little baby one, and they even make them smaller than this one. Can you get the smallest one in there? It's like a micro. So with any punch, if you're new to punching, you want to hold it so you can see the design through here.
This one?
Yeah, I know, isn't it so cute? You guys look. So it gets even smaller. So it's like, here's the Papa punch, here's the Mama punch. Oh,
you've got the
I do.
punch.
And then here's the baby punch. They're so tiny. So here's a little star, and I have a little heart. And the reason why I got these, and I'm gonna give her, good night, Carrie. Good night, girlfriend. This is all because of Inky Quill. Inky Quill has, if you have not watched her videos, you need to. She is just awesome. She cranks out so much crafty content. It's inspiring. But she likes using hearts in a lot of her layouts, little punches that she's done. So I started thinking about, like, I don't think I have any hearts in my collection. So I went and looked it up, and this was a pair. So it comes with a star and a heart. So she enabled me, and now I'm enabling you. I'm passing the torch of enablement. So you need to have this little guy. There's 2 of them in a pack. I would tell you that punches are one of the best investments of all the scrapbooking tools, planner crafting tools. They honestly are, because let's face it, paper is a consumable product. And when you buy things like embellishments and die cuts, once you use your pack, it's pretty much gone. But the thing about punches is this is like, it takes crafting to a new level, because now you can kind of create your own embellishments. You can make stuff that you like. You could use this and Natasha, let's put a pin in that question and I'll come back to you. Just remind me when I get to the end of this. So you could take your punch and use, like, punch a map. You could punch a dictionary page. You could punch like permission. I mean, scraps from school that your kids bring home. You could punch up their artwork with their permission, of course. But you could punch up all that, the cute little watercolors and finger paints they do, and punch it and use it as embellishments. So you could reuse. I see people like reuse packaging. Their scrapbook stuff comes in. Use a punch. It's the shapes that make things fun. And no matter what you punch, it, even if it's just like, here, I'm just going to prove my point. I'm just trying to find something I can actually punch. Okay. This is all I had at my hand. Let me see if there's anything in here. There's like some photos I have in here. I found a little pack of photos. This is my last Christmas with my dad. They came to Washington, and now, it's so hard. It takes so long for your heart to heal when you lose the significant people in your life. It's just like, it's like learning how to, like, adjust yourself to a world in which they're not in it anymore. It's tough. And I mean, I feel for, like, you know, people that when they're really young and they lose a parent, you know, before they've really developed and gotten a lot of time in life with their parent. That's gotta suck. Okay, so I need to clear my mind. I am using, this is a kit card, okay? So I put this, I'm so sorry, Janet. I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. It's awful. It really is. And I honestly, I was thinking, like, what if I did a video to help people with just like thoughts. Like, everyone processes differently, right? Everyone has different ways of processing. And so there's been some thoughts that I've had that I feel like have helped make me stronger, because I've never, ever wanted to disappoint my dad, ever. So I know that he can still, I believe he can still see me from heaven. I think a lot of us tend to believe that. And so I was thinking, like, I just had a little epiphany, if you will. And I thought, you know, what if I made a video? I have always wondered, people that have told me, like, I lost my parent. I've always wanted to ask, like, how did you get through that? This is before I even lost my dad. This is just because I was trying to prepare in my head. How do you prepare for this? So I don't know. I was just thinking, what if I did a video to help someone who's going through that, and just maybe something I had to say might make them feel a little stronger or look at it differently. You know, we all have different ways and can contribute to helping. Grief is hard, and all of us process it differently. So I think what I was trying to say is that I was just going to show you, if I remember correctly, that I was going to show you a random thing that I grabbed, and how when you punch it, it just makes a super fun little, I'm trying to find something here that's like, that feels random. Okay. So on this side, I now have a little planter honey that is, she's just totally centered in it. Oh, Susan, that's when I lost my dad. I lost him 3 days before my birthday. It was a really crummy birthday. But, you know, that is very true. I never really thought about that. I don't know, do you guys like love, Nathan is still with us. Way to hang in there, guy. I'm surprised. Yes, Nathan, excellent question. You do glue it. So this is like DIY, making your own embellishment stuff. So I will show you guys like an example. So one thing, like this piece right here, you could craft that. Right? I can't grab the thing. You know who's not here tonight is Mr. Franklin. Franklin is not here. That's right, Paula, he's not here. I haven't seen I don't think I saw Franklin last issue either, last episode. So here's an example of how, okay, I just lost that punch that I just made. Okay, so here's an example. I took one of my library cards, I glued, actually I used washi. I put an embellishment at the very top to kind of like treat it like it's kind of like, oh, okay. Well, I definitely will hunt Franklin down and give him a virtual hug. I love that guy. When he followed me, like I noticed it was a boy for the first time following me. I think he was the first boy I ever noticed following me. So I was curious, and I looked him up, and he had like he had an Erin Condren planner on his Instagram and everything, and I was just like, that's so awesome. So I like made a point of reaching out to him. I wanted him to know, like, we would, you know, more the merrier. You're totally welcome. I never want boys to feel like they're not welcome if they're interested in what we do, right? I mean, what we do is awesome. So it would be great to have more guys, you know, interested in this stuff. And there are quite a few. Analog Addict. His name is Leo. He's in the UK. He's another one. He uses a traveler's notebook. John, and I can't remember John's last name, but he's in the Happy Place Club. So there are a few guys out there that really like planning. So here would be an example of like how you could embellish a simple thing like a card. And I am not familiar with Planner Dude Steven. So
let's show Nathan a traveler's notebook so we can get him hooked.
So that would be an example of how you could just use one of your punches and make something more like, here's an example. So like this punch right here, which is the large banner punch, this is on the list as well. I used it here. I used it to make, here, I feel like I'm covering my mouth. I used this one here to become a little flag with, I'm forgetting the word, map. Thank you. A map. And I added a little number sticker to it and a word strip. So like that was actually a punch. So that's what you're doing. This is also like, there's a scalloped punch. You could totally do that with your punches and just punch it out of anything. One fun thing to use for punching are the paint chips, because you can kind of like make an ombre effect with it. So that's something fun. That could be like, hey, look, here's 2 circles that got punched out of random paper. So I am a big proponent of punching randomy things. You don't have to, you know, buy embellishments all the time. See this behind the butterfly? This is actually from the Awakening kit we did. But see how there's this little scalloped circle back here? That was with a dictionary page. See, isn't that pretty, you guys? So that's what punches can do. You can create all this fun layering. You can use, here's another example of it on the edge of a page. I kind of forget where the camera is. So here's another one of the punches I did. So you could use a takeout menu. You could use a receipt. You could use odd random things. There is seriously, thank you. There's seriously like something so fun and special about when you take randomness and turn it into a decoration. It is probably my favorite thing to do. That just gives me so much joy. So I will go and look for, go on Etsy or eBay and buy a lot, and like LOT, a lot of ephemera. I said it right, yay! So, oh, we have a little 12-year-old on the show with us tonight. So, anyway, so the tabs could be used for your dividers. You could use them to mark pages. So really, honestly, the punches are really a really good investment. And a lot of times, you know, if you can, depending where you go, you can get, you know, use a coupon with them. See, Michelle, that word is like the bane of my existence, and I feel like my brain goes through this whole, is it this, is it that, is it this, is it that, before I say it, because it's never a word I can say right, but I said it right that time. So the cloud punch is super special. The hexagons are another fun one, because you can make a fun little honeycomb of different designs and patterns. And then the tab. So see, Claudine, it's true. I never say it right either. It's one of those words. It's always, it's so hard to say. I need to find another word that I could use instead. Okay, so this right here is the little small banner sheet. This goes with this punch. This is an American Crafts punch, and I got this when Target was like, do you guys remember the great page flag? What would you call it? Page flag fever.
Page flagopolis. Page flag again.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a time where the planner community was obsessed with the Target dollar spot, and I think things have definitely calmed down now. We are not racing from store to store to store to store to get that dollar pack of page flags anymore.
That doesn't stick.
That don't work. So during that time, that was ridiculous. Do you guys remember when people would actually sell those little packs that were $1, and they would, that would probably be, it probably took me about a week or two to get everything in there perfect. But if you just sit down and make a planner with dividers and everything, you could be done in a day. I just like to put all the little fun goodies in there. So that's what, Nathan, you've stumbled into a world in which women make stuff to put in their planner, and you could be a 46-year-old woman like myself and still want to have stickers and washi and good fun stuff like that. Could you hand me that, Kelly, that washi ring? So I want to show you something in our community that we love. Girls, washi. So this is something all of us have a tremendous amount of, and one day when it becomes the new world currency, we will all be millionaires. So we can buy cars with this one day. So anyway, this little guy was during the heyday of the Target dollar spot, and it was American Crafts, and it was sold into Target. Target doesn't sell a whole lot of crafty things per se, but this one was for whatever reason. And it works perfectly with this. You can still purchase this. I did track it down. I bought mine off of Amazon back in the day, and it has resurrected itself on Amazon again. And I did put this on my list, and there's a link to it. But this is a fantastic little all-purpose punch. If you bought my stickers back in the day and I had the little banners, and actually I still use these today. I use these in the Crafty Girl Play Kit. This is the punch that matches that shape. I took it exactly from there because I thought it was such a perfect size. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you by punching out something. All right, so here is the cute little banner punch that comes with that. So, yay! So, it's kind of funny, you guys, that I think about, and just this makes me think because we have a newcomer, Nathan, who's probably new to all that we do. The really cool thing about the planner community as a whole is when you really think about it, we got an entire industry to notice us. How many of you notice, like when you go into stores now, Target, Office Depot, all these places that used to sell ugly planners for years. Now when you go in there, there's like a whole section. Hobby Lobby has an entire aisle, and I'm in it. Yay! But for real, a whole aisle for planning. Like we made the planners we made them notice us. We made them see that we are legit. So come on. I know, right? You can find planner stuff everywhere, and you could not do that 3 years ago. 3 years ago, the only place you could buy washi was on Etsy, because I looked for it. I looked for all these different things all the time, and it was really hard to find. Now when I go on Amazon, like back in the day, if you guys have not seen the Midori 101 video, okay, this is a perfect example. I made that video because there were not enough people using the Traveler's Notebook. I really felt like there's just not enough people out there who are using it, and I realized they're probably not using it because they don't understand it. It's very hard to understand how the books work together, how everything fits, how does it work, because most of us were just seeing photos of it. So I made that video, and that video went in our community, it went viral. It was everywhere, and within weeks there were Etsy shops popping up everywhere. When that came out, the stores that I featured, they were tiny little stores with just a few sales. And I'm not saying like, oh, I escalated them. What I'm saying is that's what the community looked like at the time. And then now look, everywhere, all the scrapbook companies sell a Traveler's Notebook. Everywhere you can find these things just walking into a store now, and you couldn't do that before. So it's really interesting to see like how much we have created this world. Like, it's super legit. We're part of this, you guys. That is something that we should really like celebrate, right? The Corey effect. Right? And that's not what she went by back then. I think her store name was Kelly Strong Designs. Wasn't that her name? Kelly Strong Designs.
Yeah,
and
she wasn't the foxy thing.
Yeah, so it's funny. There's so many people who had never heard of or seen a Traveler's Notebook, and no one used them for memory keeping. It was just it was a really niche group of people using them. And now they're like prolific. They're everywhere. I think that's, to me, if I ever like walked away from it all, I would say, like, to me that would be one of my greatest contributions to the planner community, is helping to make that fabulous planner be more accessible, to have more people see it. Because the Traveler's Notebook is bomb. It is awesome. I still to this day use my Chic Sparrow is the one that I love. And this little guy has gone to Germany, Italy, Switzerland. I take pictures of this. It's gone to New York City, Hawaii. I hold it up. I take photos of this thing everywhere because it's so fun. It feels like it's like a travel buddy, and I document it just like I would a family member. And I just realized I have no idea what time it is. Usually I have a clock in here, and I'm on top of it. It's 10 o'clock. Woo! Right on the dot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I just say, I remember watching that video, and I was waiting for her to explain the bands, because I didn't know how to add books to my Midori. So I'm like, when is she gonna talk about that? Because I can't do it. It dumbfounded me.
And I think that's what most people felt, is dumbfounded. Like, how does that work? Yay, Nathan, there you go. See, ladies, Nathan is one of us. That is why he still hung in there and watched. So, Nathan, you are one of us. And Kelly said that earlier. You should show him the Traveler's Notebook. So, yes, you are legit. You're a legit planner dude. So, anyway, this is one of those things where I feel like before, when you could only find it like a few places online, and now you can find it in a store. Like, how cool is that? And it's because of us. All of us, we're like legit planner girls, and we seriously have been doing this since we were like little girls. So a lot of companies go, oh, it's just a fad, it's just a trend. But for a lot of us, it will never be a fad or trend. It's been something that's part of us. Some of us are fabulous planner girls. We love planning things, maybe not so much good on the executing of the things. And I say that about myself. I love planning. I love making lists. I love listing like nobody's business. I'm a lister through and through. But honestly, when it comes to executing, I have a much harder time with doing it. But the truth is that I'm sorry. Sometimes I've been really good tonight, but sometimes I get really distracted with what you guys are talking about in the group. So that's okay, Nathan. We know you're here. We see you, guy. Okay. So, but just know that there are boys out there too who are into the planners. Not obviously the girly type over here, but this is more of the rugged, you know, manly type of planner. And it's so versatile, and it allows you to travel with it, which is what it was made for. One of the things I love in mine, and I'm totally off topic right now, but is I love using this particular insert. Because you can fit those teeny tiny little stamps, the 2x3s that come in my kits, but you can fit them into the pockets that were probably meant for business cards. And then that's what I stick in mine. So I have like the zip pocket and the big back pocket. I probably need to do another like really cool, I've always thought about that. Should I do a Midori 201 or something? But I don't know what else I could. Things have changed so much. There's so many people using them now. I feel like I kind of did my duty for the Traveler's Notebook, but there are things I would like to show, like different ways of using it that I think are unique. I love coming up with ideas for how to use the planners, because ultimately, A, I like to enable you. B, wait, did I say A or B? Did I say A? I have this terrible habit where I'll do a countdown and I'll say 1, and then the next one is B. Kelly's not even listening to me. So, okay. See, she's more interested in what you guys are talking about than what I'm talking about. That's okay. So, yes, I should probably do a follow-up video for my Traveler's Notebook and how I'm using it, ways you can use it and stuff like that, because I think that would be really fun. And I do feel a sense of like I really helped this niche of the planner community escalate, because look how many women learned how to make a Traveler's Notebook out of fabric, out of all kinds of things. Like I have some really cool, see, look, here's Rhonda. She's a button. But I have like fabric Traveler Notebook dory thingies here. This is one of my favorite sellers. Bliss, right there, Bliss Bag Boutiques. And then I have a melon dory, and it's the little birdies. Oh my gosh, this is another favorite of mine. This is by Melon Journal. That's her name, Melon Journal. And she put pockets in hers. So I just have a few with me. I didn't want to get crazy. A lot of my stuff is in storage, but I tried to bring like a little variety that I thought I would legitimately use. So, and Carrie, that's legit too. So a lot of you have learned to make them. I know Sea Lemon has one of like the highest watched videos for how to make them. And before I did Midori 101, that thing probably had 10,000 views. And after that, when the whole Traveler's Notebooks are amazing, then we ended up, she has like a ridiculous amount, way over 1 million views on it. And it's a really good video. She has really good DIY videos, by the way. Sea Lemon, SEA Lemon. So, this one right here is one of my favorites for doing, like obviously doing faith journaling. So, another Traveler's Notebook is my Freckled Fawn one, which I really like. It's not real leather, but I'm totally fine with that. And it has like the little pockets in it here. I love this. I think it's just so adorable, and it looks great in photos. I try to pick things that I feel like pop in photography. So that is my little collection of dories. So here's what I was thinking I was going to be doing. Cobra, did I see someone say Cobra? Is Miss Cobra Jones in the house? Okay, well, you should check her out. It's Sea Lemon, and she has a lot of them on there. Yes, it is a leather cover that holds other notebooks. And if you go on YouTube and if you go on YouTube and search Midori 101, you will see my video, and it will walk you through the entire, like what these things are, how they're set up, how you add accessories, how you create like a really awesome notebook situation. And I think in the links below the video, there's even places, the Chic Sparrow is where I bought mine, and they are super duper awesome.
Nathan's gonna get one.
All right, Nathan, we did it, girls. Let's call this good. We did it. We got him.
So there's the Traveler's Notebook itself is the Midori Traveler's Notebook is actually a brand, and then you could buy the little insert books that go inside of it. These little guys here, the little books. So this is like a little cover. So I know. So Nathan, you're in. You're welcome into the gang. You've been initiated. You are our Mr. Darcy, apparently. Thank you, Cassandra. So, Cobra, thank you for joining us. We missed you last time. I'm wondering if you are eating pie tonight, or what other dessert you are imbibing in, because you are our little pie eater. So, I as always, I'm all over the map in our discussions, because sometimes I try and answer questions on the fly, and then sometimes I try to stick to my agenda. I feel like I kind of showed you guys a lot with the punches. I wanted to make sure. Another punch that, well, I did link this on my favorites punch. This is listed. So I made sure to put all my information in multiple places so you guys could find it. If you guys purchase my inserts, the digital ones, there's a whole collection of digital goodness in there. This is the brand of planner punch that I recommend highly. This is like the only one I recommend. It is sold, there's only one place that sells it. It's not on Amazon.
Sold out.
It shouldn't be now.
Really?
I put a link to it in the, good night, Lori. Thanks for hanging in there. I heard about that Royer's pies. You know, this is such a terrible time to try to like change my whole eating. I've not eaten anything, no meat, no animal products. I can't call myself a true vegan because I will still eat fish. It's the only protein I'm still eating because I'm just not there yet. And I'm going to Texas, the land of barbecue. So this is going to be interesting. Yes, Andy, there are not leather options. There are lots of them now. So that's really, yes, Deborah, I am. There are lots of that. Pescatarian, yes, Betty, that's what I call myself, but I do add to the fact that I won't eat eggs or dairy or any animal products. So the fish is like the only little animal-y thing in there. So I know, Paula, and I went and looked up the restaurant you told me you were thinking about. I'm like, do they have fish on the menu? Because I don't want to be that pain in the butt person, you know, coming to, you know, to have all those special needs and stuff. Like, I don't want to do that because I don't have any allergic reasons to, you know, I totally understand how people feel when they can't eat things. So for me, it's a decision, it's preference. So I just don't want to be, I know, trust me, I know, but I'm sticking to my guns, man, and it's going to be tough. I think I'm facing my greatest challenge going to Texas, being faced with all that steak. But anyway, here's the, yes, Janet, that's always my go-to is salmon or fish. So, well, I know, and I'm going to be missing out. So I know coconut bacon. I have seen that. I bet if I go to Austin, I bet you I will find amazing vegan barbecue. I just have a feeling they're so, what's the word? Like trendy and cutting edge. That's not the right word though. I can't think of what it is. But I just feel like that's where I'm going to find the vegan friendly barbecue. So anyway, the adjustable 6-hole punch, whoop, 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 hipster is the word. And you know what the worst part is I have not lost any weight. It is not weight that I'm trying to be healthy. And so it's really crummy. And yes, Heather, I did, and I don't like the open. I don't recommend open, and I don't recommend Repesco. Boo. The reason why I do not recommend those is because this punch, the KW Trio, has this fabulous little tab here, okay? So this little guy will make sure that you always line up. It's like a little tab stop where your paper fits up against that, and that you'll be able to punch perfectly page after page. I bought a Repesco, I bought an open, and I ended up getting rid of them because there's no way without all this trying, you know, to move them around and stuff to get them perfectly lined up again.
This is the KW Trio. This is on theresetgirl.com/favorites. If you go to that page, there you go. See, you sold it. I sold mine too. Some people don't mind it. That's fine. But this is the bomb. I love this punch. And I bought it when it was like $40. They've brought the price down to $29.99. And I have bought 3 of them so far. So they last a lot. I use them in my workshops. I bring them so all the ladies can use it. And I'm sure a lot of people have bought it because they got to experience the magic of having that little, tab stop. And yeah, comfort eating is a lot harder to do when you can't eat the stuff that brings you comfort. So I have to learn new comfort eating. But it's, anyway, so this is the punch I recommend and love. It's really well made. The KW Trio punches are fabulous. And this is the one that has, you don't have to like do any maneuvering, flipping things over, any of that. Vegan Yacht. Do you see that, Mark? Are you watching the chat? Okay. I need someone write that down. Okay. I knew I wanted you to write that down. The recommendation somebody had. Okay, I thought you were watching the chat. Sorry.
Sometimes.
Janet, totally. That ice cream is amazing. The salted caramel cluster. Vegan Yacht. Thank you. The salted caramel cluster one is also another one. Thank you. Wrote it down on my little journal card. So now I have that. Because when I finish up in Round Top, I'm coming through Austin and to go have some. I know now you're hungry. I haven't eaten today. Here we go. Thank you. So here is actually, can you open that? In there's that bin that I pushed under there. Could you?
What's in it? This one?
Am I in the way?
Yes. In that bin I put. Could you look for it? It's like here it is. Okay. Oh, that was a lot of work. I washed this out and everything just so I could show you guys. I've been holding on to this empty container for this. Okay, you guys, if any of you have this in your town and are interested in trying a non-dairy ice cream, this is the one to try. It is called Nada Moo, and it's the chocolate almond chip. This is so bomb, I can't even begin to tell you. It's made with, everything in it is organic, if that matters to you, and it's made with organic coconut milk. It was so fantastic, and I'm trying to remember now what it tastes like. Rocky Road ice cream. So does it have sugar? Everyone's like sugar, sugar, sugar. It does have, it's sweetened with agave nectar is what it's sweetened with. The only sugar ingredient in here is the little chips of like chocolate that's in here. So that's where the sugar actually lies. If you don't want the sugar, spit it out. But it is sweetened with agave is the main. So a half a cup has 9 grams of sugar. So that's half of what this one has. This is the other one I showed you guys. This one's got more than that. This one's got 18 grams of sugar. I don't have a half a cup in one serving, like one little sitting. I will take a little teeny little scoop of it and eat it with like a little teeny spoon to make it last. So if you were, hi Miss Ricky Carter, we were talking about Texas. We've been talking about planners. We've been talking about punches, the digital store, all kinds of stuff. So these are the two. This has got a little bit more sugar in it. It actually has organic sugar, I believe, in it. This one's agave. So no dairy, agave. And the name of the yellow one is the salted caramel cluster. And it is so good. But is that okay? And then here's the other one. If you guys have ever seen this in your freezer case, try it. Yes, Ricky, we got a new guy in the planner community. He's getting a traveler's notebook. We converted one. One for our team. So thank you, honey, very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we ran through all the punches. I hope that I have convinced you that they are a really good investment for crafting with, even for planner girls, because you could totally place the counterculture. Thank you. Counterculture. I'm figuring any large like urban area is going to have something now, because all that stuff is becoming so mainstream. Like there's so many people who are eating like they don't call it vegan, they call it plant-based eating. So I just think that I'm going to have an easier time when I get to like larger urban areas finding a place, because for the most part you have to cook everything yourself. It's really hard to eat out when you have all these eating restrictions. I feel like such a diva when I'm like, is there sugar in that? Is there dairy in that? Do you make that with, you know? So, hi Mrs. Random. So anyway, so I ran over all the planner punches. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else I told you I was going to talk about. We're going over our time that we usually do, but you guys are being good sports. I still see the same amount of people in the room as I did in the beginning, so you guys are still hanging in there. It is difficult, Brenda, thank you for saying it, but it is awesome though in the long run for your health. So I'm just hoping that one day it's going to start showing itself, you know, like in my body and everything. So well, I'm glad you've been having fun, Kathleen. Yay. And yes, thank you. So Natasha, you asked me about jumping back into planning. I can't believe I remembered that. Thank you, Diane, so much. So you said something about jumping into planning after, you know, after a while of not doing it. And I think you mentioned something about anxiety, which I know quite a few people on this chat have issues with anxiety or depression. I'm a depression person for sure. And so, well, I'm glad you love the community, James. We're glad you're here. It's wonderful that people embrace their love of planning and crafting, and you know, I'm sitting here in my RV. You guys are all sitting here with me, all of us in our jammies probably, having a delicious something to sip. Thank you, Miss Betty, I appreciate that. You know, I don't ever remember what that word means, Nathan. I remember seeing that word a lot when I was in high school, but I don't remember what it means. So here's what Sally Field. Thank you, Natasha. Anxiety with planners. Okay. This is what I think, you are it's 7 p.m. in Paris. Wow. That sounds lovely.
Doesn't it sound lovely? There's like little lights and when you look out your window, and I think all of us have a very romantic idea of what Paris is like. So anxiety with planners. Hi, Miss Lori. How are you doing, sweetie? 7 a.m. Sorry. It's in the morning, so you might be eating croissant. And, we have French speakers. And yay, Tess, I'm so glad that you're going to be there. So, Midnight in Winnipeg. That sounds like a book title. So, here's the thing about the anxiety with planners. I think, thank you, Victoria. That's why I remember different people in high school like would really get attached to like different little words and themes and stuff, and that makes sense. Okay, can you clarify your question for me so that I am not just, I am not coming all the way to Houston. I think the closest to Houston I'm getting is Round Top. So that's where I'm headed. And then I'm going back up to the Dallas-Fort Worth area for 3 more weeks, and then I'm going over to Tennessee. So if I've got Tennessee girls on, I'm gonna kind of stop through Memphis and meet up with a couple of ladies, and then I'm moving on to Knoxville where I'm going to be teaching. And I am actually originally from California, and then I've lived for quite a few. Good night, Miss Michelle. I've lived for quite a few years in Washington State, which I love Washington. But you guys, good night, Diane. I lived in San Diego and I lived in the Bay Area, so I've lived like half and half of my life there. So, Natasha, if you can clarify your question better for me so I can answer it, not be like all over the place, because you live in Longview. We were staying in Lacey, Washington for quite a while. So, you live in Memphis. So I'm going to be stopping through Memphis, Miss Susan. I'm not teaching there, but I am just going to be there to just say hi to a few people. And then I'm moving on to teach in Knoxville on November, if I can remember the date, November 12th. Does that sound right? No, that's not right. It's November 4th. November 4th. If you go on theresetgirl.com, I have a workshops button and you can push that. And then Kelly Bings, where are you in Arizona?
Chandler.
And then Chandler, she's in Chandler, Arizona. So I'm in Mesa. We picked this RV park just so we could be near Kelly for the next couple days. So, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. So workshops, theresetgirl.com/workshops. I have an events calendar and you can see everywhere I'm going to be. So there are spots open in Knoxville, and there's spots. I'm teaching 2 classes there. I'm teaching 2 classes at the Little Blue House in Keller. I'm teaching 2 classes at Flint Gypsies. So I'm teaching a variety of classes. I'm going to be teaching the Love Your Selfie Planner workshop that's new. I'm going to be teaching a Faithful Listers class. I'm going to be teaching the Craft Your Vision class, which I'm so excited about. So the Round Top, Glamping with the Reset Girl, the event location is so freaking unforgettably amazing. Like, you'll not forget going to this place. And we're going to have a ball, because we're going to it's not going to be this whole long class. I'm going to teach for maybe about 60, 90 minutes, do my talking, and then we're going to be going on to just crafting together, we're just a big craft party. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a fabulous kit out of it. Miss Paula has all kinds of little treats planned, and then we're going to go out to dinner that evening in Round Top together. So, and I want to make sure that I get to talk with all you ladies, and I'll come sit and do different things to make sure that that we all get a chance to spend time talking together. So I am sorry, Natasha, if you answered. I did not see what you said. So if you could, okay. So Miss Ricky, you're coming to Flint. Awesome. Okay, I see there's an off a side conversation. So Natasha, I'm so sorry. If you could post whatever it was you were trying to ask, so I could answer that again.
It had something to do with starting.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. It had something to do with starting, the starting and the planning, with something about anxiety. I just want to make sure I have complete clarity over what your question was. If you're still here, I know you're in Australia, and it's Miss Victor. Okay, cannot focus on my planner. Don't know what to write. Okay, now I understand. Okay, so because you're having those different issues, one of the things that could be really helpful to you, and I see a lot of different people do this with depression, is they kind of create a bullet journalers do this a lot. Is they create a tracker for tracking their ups and downs every day. And sometimes the thing about planning is it's very future focused, right? You're planning for the future. And when we do that, it's like an investment in what we're going to be doing. It's an investment on keeping ourselves forward thinking, positive thinking, right? And I understand I have had serious depression, and I don't share that, I don't talk about it extensively, but I've had, especially when I was younger, as a teenager, suicidal depression. I understand what that feels like. And you are not alone.
depression is a very far-reaching thing, and we all have different issues with it. Some of us, it's very chemical focused, and if it's a serious chemical imbalance, you should definitely be talking to, going to see a doctor. And even a doctor, like a medical doctor, can prescribe a drug to help you. I have taken different medications throughout my life since I was 17 years old. I don't like being on it, so I tend to be on it long enough to kind of kickstart me, and then I'm fine. I am super big on talk therapy. Counseling is a really big thing because I want to be able, a lot of times we have a lot of the solutions within us, but our thinking is so tangled and so convoluted, it's really hard to straighten things out and be able to see things clearly. And a good counselor or psychologist can help you untangle some of that. And so, like what some of the girls are talking about is what I do, because I have had that issue myself, is one of the things you can do is keeping track of stuff. Sometimes, like what Nathan just mentioned, is there's triggers. Some things trigger you to become more sad or more depressed or more, deep in thought. And I tend to be a person that's attracted to sadness. I tend to, like when I start feeling down, I want to watch movies that make me feel down. I want to listen to music that makes me feel down. I don't know why that is, and I think a lot of people tend to do that, depending on their personality. But when you have a planner, you have something that could be a very powerful tool for you. Is there you go, Scrap for Therapy. This is a great way of tracking your feelings and what's going through your head, because, and I'll repeat this very important statement that my junior high school counselor told me, and I've never forgotten: feelings are not facts. Because we feel that way does not make them true. So Natasha, some of the things that, go through your head is sometimes when you're in a low spot, you're kind of like all your defenses get weak, right? It's like being sick, and once you're sick, it's kind of hard to be strong enough to go like play, 9 rounds of golf, or to go do your best in a competition. You're so depleted. So one of the things that's really great about using a planner is really tracking how you're feeling, what thoughts are going through your head, what's triggering you. One of the best things you can do is like start focusing on your health, because our physical health often has impact over our mental health sometimes, what we're putting into our bodies. Being focused on what you're eating. It has to be like a part of you that kind of separates, and like the adult part of you, the caretaking part of you separates. That's how I look at it in my head. It's like I have this little rebellion, like moody teenager inside of me, and like there's this part of me has to be the mom, the grown up, and take care of business. So it's like I have to start tracking, like, what is making this moody teenager be so bratty and behave this way. So why do I keep reacting like this? Why does, like, when I look through social media, I'm triggered by different things that upset me, that make me more prone to getting angry or sad, or like, oh, like this is never gonna happen. All my thoughts become negative. So this is a great place. I've read this over and over and over and over and over again, is getting out your feelings, letting that little moody teenager have a say and get out the stuff. Because sometimes once you get it out, that helps too. Whether it's chemical or not, at least part of that is the feelings. They definitely, they can be very controlling. They can dictate your day, what you get accomplished, all of it. My day goes straight downhill when I let my feelings get control of me. And I'll share with you, like, so I had some really serious, horrible social media issues to deal with. People were saying the most horrible things about me that were absolutely not true. They still say them about me. And it's so upsetting. But I realized that by giving into it constantly, I was putting myself in such a dark place. Like it was not keeping me strong enough to help strengthen other people. It was taking me down. So using this, writing down stuff, really helped get that out of me and help kind of get me like separate it. Like putting all the bad negative stuff into a book kind of helped get it out of my system. You know what I mean? So part of you has to be the adult and kind of like take control of the situation, that caretaking part, because just the fact that you're asking for some, thank you, just the fact that you're asking for some advice and ideas, that just shows you that that's part of it, is that there's an adult part of you that really wants to turn this around, change things around, right? And so you just asking, that alone shows that there's interest in making things better for yourself. That's the adult part of you that's like, I need to take control of this little crummy teenager inside of me. And I compare it to a teenager because when you think about teenagers, they're very like all over the place with their feelings. They can be up one second and down the next, and everything is tragic and everything is so like, you know, it's so super. Thank you very much, Miss Brenda. It's super, it's so impactful in how you like are totally living your life. You know, being a teenager, when you think back to that, it was some of the most difficult years of your life, because when you're a teenager, this is all you think you're going to be. This is all my life is going to be, is this right here. My place in high school, my place in my family, my place like in the world the way I am right now. It takes a very long time of maturity to get past that before you realize you were the captain of the ship. You have control over your own destiny. You have say in what happens to you. It's not anything that people can't do to you anymore, because once you become an adult, you're on your own to make all your decisions. And so that's where you get to kind of like take this by the reins. And so that's kind of like just a way of looking at it, is maybe you think about just how you could let out that pain on the page. Get it out, write it out. If you're not doing that already, that's definitely a great way of using a planner. And the type of planners that are great for that, in my opinion, are these type where they're like more the horizontal type, and they've got all this space for writing. And you know what? If you don't even want to do it in the planner, you grab a notebook and do it. You know, just write a date at the top and start getting out. And treat it like a brain dump. Just everything, get it out of your system so that you can carry on and, you know, continue doing the good stuff for yourself. Because, thank you, Kelly. Well, that's good. You don't want to see. It's awful. But anyway, so those are some of the little things that I have done for myself. Is I took to journaling a lot, to get out all of that angst and stuff, because it's very hard. And when you're a sensitive, emotional person, if you're wired that way, boy, does it make it hard. You know, sometimes the things that hit us in life, you know, I watch how I react to things, and I watch how my mom reacts to things. My mom is so super strong. Like, I have not yet seen her break down and cry over losing my dad. She's just really, nope, I have things to accomplish, things to do. Your dad would be disappointed in me. You know, that's kind of like where I'm getting it from, is like, I don't want to disappoint my dad. I want to be strong. You know, I want to focus on the things I got to do. And because like, that's what we're supposed to do. You know, we have such a short time in life to do that here. So what I would, and so a lot of that comes from chemistry. You know, when you're in the phase of life, we're a little emotional wreck because our little hormones have run amok. So this is what I would tell you, is you would want to go and get some help, some medical help, in addition to writing things out, because a planner can only do so much. And some of the stuff that doctors can do can kind of help regulate stuff so that you don't feel like a crying mess one moment and then laughing up a storm the next. It's a little crazy. And yes, Betty, that's very true. That's very true. Sorry, I was looking at Victoria's comment, so I was hoping somebody would get that, because that's like the only thing I remember from that movie. But Betty, it's true. I do try to remember that very much so, but when there's hundreds of them and one of me, it's a little harder to do it. But what time is it? 10:37. It's 10:37. Okay. All right. And I still have just as many. It's interesting. I wonder if I like ran on like an 8-hour show like Inky Quill does. If you guys would actually hang out for 8 hours listening to me do this, because I'm really surprised I have just as many people on right now as I did in the beginning. And I would think, thank you, Kelly. So Natasha, promise me that you will go get yourself to a doctor, because if you're even thinking thoughts like that, like that's not okay to be going that far, you know, into thinking of that life is not worth living, because it absolutely is. Absolutely is. And you have so many gifts inside of you that you have yet to like share with the world. And right now you're just going through a season where you have some imbalances going on. So you definitely want to get to see a doctor to help you with that, and get yourself a journal, notebook, anything, just to be able to get it out, and make sure that you're keeping track of things you're eating, the things that, like how you feel each day. If there's any kinds of triggers for you, try to like do things that you are really surrounding yourself with positivity. James says playing piano. So if you have any kind of musical inclination, you know, crafting inclination, I tend to like withdraw and from being creative. But if you feel inclined, that's what you want to do. Use something that's giving you this outward expression as much as possible, getting that energy outwards. And yes, and doing something that will bring you joy and joy to other people. And sometimes, you know, in the past, you know, I've heard my pastor has said to us, you know, things like, when we're in that really dark place, sometimes getting our eyes off of ourselves and onto someone else is helpful. I'm going to tell you, like, there's been some of the things I've done to get myself out of a dark place is very unconventional. But I'll watch videos on YouTube that make me see things that are so sad or destructive, or, you know, people losing everything, you know, watching the people who've lost things from the hurricanes. Those type of things sometimes are like, so like, they kind of shock your system. They kind of put things in perspective. Like, what am I really getting upset over? What am I really letting control me? Because my life doesn't look anything like that person's life. That person just, good night, Linda. And so those kinds of things, I'm sorry. Once again, I started looking at the comments and I got off track in my head. So, but that happens. So we've gone way over our allotment. I said this was going to be a short show because I was like, oh, I don't think I have enough material to talk about, but apparently that's not true. And yes, Ricky, I have to say, like, it's really inspiring to see Texas and how they've like rallied and so many different things that have happened. I saw a post today of a furniture store in the area, like their warehouse. They opened it up so people could come and, I mean, have a place to just be still and quiet, get out of the chaos, to have somewhere to sleep. I mean, seriously, that's awesome. So I am just super, I showed Sammy earlier, Kathleen, if you had gotten to see, oh, and yes, Kateri, there's Facebook groups, there's all kinds of resources out there for people with depression, and nothing to feel ashamed about in any way at all. So, you know, I feel that way personally. I don't have a problem saying it. I truly try to be as positive as possible. I want to put positivity out there on social media because there's so much negativity. And so that's like something you can focus on, is gather up the positivity. And and here's another idea. This is something I also do for myself, is I go on Pinterest and I'll find quotes about positivity. I'll find pictures, things that I love that like make me light up, that make me happy just looking at them. Start printing that stuff out and cut it up and Edward, that's awesome. Houston does rock. You guys are super tough. And paste it in a book. The same journal we're talking about you doing, putting in a planner and writing stuff, start printing pictures, positivity quotes. Make that your happy place. That's what I did. That's why I created the whole club, the Happy Place Club, because I wanted to take it one step further and create a super positive place on Facebook, you know, for all of us to gather. So if you guys have been watching the show and you're new to me, I have the Happy Place Club. It's the Reset Girls Happy Place Club. on Facebook, and you are more than welcome to join. And you can find all of the resources for everything I offer, including what we're doing right now, which is Late Night Crafty Club, the challenges that I offer. All of it is, hi Claudia, I did not notice you were on until just now, on theresetgirl.com. So I know you guys are so used to like going on Instagram and talking to me or Facebook, but theresetgirl.com is where I've put everything. If you want to join a challenge, if you don't know where the prompts are, you know, if you are not sure where I'm going to be, the schedule for the Late Night Crafty Club, James, is on theresetgirl.com. I have a button up above that says Late Night Crafty Club, and you just click on that and you'll see that I have a little graphic with the calendar on it. And I promise you guys, this show is going to get better. Once we get everything ironed out, I'm not going to be postponing shows. I'm going to have like real craft projects that we can do together and things we can talk about. I know a lot of you guys are going through different struggles right now. Some of you are dealing with the fallout of all the stuff that we're talking about. Serenity, the book is called A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. When we were talking, thank you, Susan. I saw your little comment in the Facebook group. So I love how many of you guys have been online with us tonight, despite everything, despite the fact that it's not even Friday. This is normally our Friday show. And look how many of you guys showed up for Saturday night Crafty Club. So one of these days, I'm going to think, oh my gosh, that one guy, that is super, super awesome. So your parents know that you're using YouTube. So no, I just got here. Sorry, Ricky, you were late to the party. So I know it does feel like Friday, but unfortunately it is not. Tomorrow you guys are going to wake up and it's Sunday. So I'm glad. And you know what? That's the kind of thing that it's good to know. Sometimes I was doing Friday because it worked for me, but maybe most of you can do stuff different days. So it'll be interesting to see if you kind of try things now and then that are a little different. I even thought one time that it would be fun to do like a breakfast club with the Reset Girl, because a lot of you guys watching would watch more live if I was doing it in the morning, because it would be, night where you guys are, because I have a lot of global followers, which is fantastic. I love seeing all the countries you guys are from. But I know a lot of you are going to be watching this on my YouTube channel as a regular video, and you're going to be going, who is Corey talking to? Will the comments be showing, yes or no, Mark? Will the comments be showing this time? Okay, so it is official. If you're watching this show and you weren't watching it live, then you're just watching me talk to myself, and you don't realize I'm talking to all these people in the chat room. And so that's going to be something you can watch during my live shows, is be part of the chat room, because that was going to be so fun, is getting to talk to all the many peoples like from Sweden here. So yay, I'm so glad, Sana, that you were able to join us. That's right. Cobra, you always have the best ideas. Morning mimosas with Cobra. Mimosas. You gotta say it like that, right? So, anyway, so we could try different things in the Crafty Club. You know, it doesn't always have to be late night, because for some of you it really is late night. For me, it's just like a regular night, because it's 8 p.m. where I am, and that's not really late. But I know a lot of you guys often have to go to bed because you fall asleep. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, know that there you can go on theresetgirl.com and click on the Late Night Crafty Club, and you will see the calendar. And the questions about joining my clubs now. So some of you are unfamiliar with this, and I noticed because you're not answering questions. So I made a new rule to join the clubs. You actually have to answer the questions. And the reason why I did that is because the questions are geared directly towards what it says the rules are. Because I need everyone to be on the same page and realize that if like you join the Happy Place Club, the thing that you must do now is sign up on theresetgirl.com, sign up for the newsletter. And that's my way of being able to talk directly to you and not be where the rules are located in the pinned post in the group, but you can see it in the group description. So if you were to like look at the Reset Girls Happy Place Club on your phone even, and it'll say join the group, that big button directly below or directly above join the group, I don't remember which, there's a group description. If you read that, all of the information that you're going to be asked about in those 3 questions is right there. So I made it as simple as possible because I just wanted you guys to realize I'm asking you to sign up for the newsletter. That's the primary thing I'm asking you to do, as Ricky, right? Because you're a teacher. Is I really want you guys to sign up for the newsletter so I can talk to you directly. You guys can see that it's very easy to miss information I post in the we must have order. I'm sorry I had to do that. You definitely need to have oh my gosh, that's all I can think of now is you need to have order. Where was I going with that? My brain is so tired now. I can't finish my own sentences. Thank you, Susan. And that's the thing is my little emails, I'm not trying to sell you guys stuff all the time. That's not what I'm trying to do. I really am trying to get on a schedule where I send you guys little messages, little fun things, little reminders, because some of you guys are going to watch this video and some of you won't. Some of you will see a post in Facebook, some of you won't. You're going to miss important information, like when I create a new challenge, how so many people did not see me say I'm not doing Lister's Got a List, I'm doing the Happy Place Club challenge now. But having a central place where you guys can all be on the same page and try and get the same information at the same time. Plus, make sure and yes, James, we had Nathan tonight. You've been here. I saw Edward earlier. Wow, I don't think I've ever had so many young men on the channel before. So that's really awesome. We're very welcoming here. It's just some of our friends that use YouTube Live to get on and say mean, crappy things online is just ridiculous. But that's okay. It's totally worth it to have lovely folks like yourself here. So it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll show you, Natasha. So you are in the future. You are indeed. So I am really glad that we had some new people show up tonight and that are going to be joining us in the planner community, right? And it's been a pleasure as always for us to do our show, and I am so looking forward to going to Texas and getting to hug all the planner girls and just like see your little faces. Some of you, I see you in the club, I see you in the comments, I see you on Instagram. It's going to be so great to like actually just squeeze you and hug you and pet you and call you George. Just kidding. But it's going to be so fun to actually get to meet you in real life. That just makes it so much more fun. It's like, I'm a real person. So I'm really excited to do that. And I know Miss Twilight, and I have every intention of getting back to Kansas City. Miss Cobra's there, and we have a date, Miss Cobra. So call me George. So I definitely have that on my schedule. So part of the problem is by the time I get to the end of December to be in Key West, if I'm still going to be able to go, is the rest of the country is pretty frozen for a while, and it's not a good time to be driving an RV. So I'm kind of like, I'm trying to kind of hover down on the lower part of the country until it thaws a little, and then I'm going to move my way up and then head through the states that enjoy so much snow, which I'm super jealous about, by the way. I seriously think that with all the snow going on, it's so pretty when I see it in movies. I'm sure it's very different to live in it, but I will definitely be heading up to all of the area. And yes, Claudia, in Cali it is, and my family is still in Northern California, so I have a definite reason to come back. So yes, Susan, that's where my family is, where my daughter is right now. So snow is great, it's wonderful. And you guys, we're going to be, before you know it, it's going to be snowing. Before you know it, it's going to be time to bust out the Christmas decorations. It's so amazing how fast it will go. Oh, awesome. The Wyatt Resort. That sounds very exclusive. Victoria, I will add you to my little note here. So I do have a planner insert where I have been taking like notes of people who say, oh, you can come stay on our property. So don't be surprised if I start taking people up on that. I'm not proud. I'll come stay in your driveway. So anyway, you guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. My daughter is opening her shop. I do not have an exact date. I believe me, I just had a conversation with her yesterday. Like, you need to get that thing up because I'm getting asked all the time. So I'm hoping that what she'll have at the very least is like have her little temporary store up so I can share with you guys the website so you can go. Because what the plan is she has her own collection of awesome her own collection of sticker designs coming out, and I've seen them and they are super cute. I actually took a couple of her sheets. Did I tell you that? I took a couple of her sheets with me because I was like, oh, I want some of your stickers. So I have some of my daughter's stickers to decorate with because I thought they were super cute. Which that should say a lot, right? Isn't that a ringing endorsement? But she's also going to be selling my stickers. Are like all the stickers I used to sell. She's going to be selling some of them in her shop. So when I want to roll out like individual sheets, she'll be the shop that you can buy my stuff from, and I will make sure you always have a link to all of that available, and I'll make sure that there's a grand announcement. And if you're on my newsletter list, you will get the information, and who knows, she might offer a discount code. I'll try and talk her into that. So for my followers, so make sure that you sign up on theresetgirl.com. There's right at the very top, there's a place to sign up for my newsletter. And I promise you, I'm not a prolific emailer, so I'm not sending you stuff all the time, okay? You'll get stuff when it's like super like important, you know? And Trish, that's an excellent point. Like stuff like that. Like I would love to put, like, I want to do things that are like collections. Uh-oh, Mr. Crafty's taking us offline. He's pulling the plug. He's like, you're just going to keep blah, blah, blah. And he's probably right. So yes, I will get, I'll get all the information for you guys about her shop. I promise. So thank you guys for showing up. I really have to go. I will see you in a couple weeks, Denise. I'll see you, Texas girls. Mwah, Miss Ricky, all of you guys. Oh, Tracy, you're getting on just as I'm getting off. But I will see you. You're one of the girls I will be visiting in Memphis. And Mr. Crafty's pulling the plug. So anyway, it's been a little slice of heaven, you guys, being with you tonight. Thank you so much. I'm so glad my friend Kelly was able to be here. Here, Kelly. I feel like we should be doing a like what was that
like
show?
A big trio here.
So bye, Mr. Crafty. Bye. There comes the finger of doom. Bye, everyone. I'll see you in the next show. See you in the next show. Bye, everybody. Bye. The finger of doom.
That would be a different.
Are you gonna do it? He's doing it. He's doing it. Bye.
I'm gonna pull the audio first.
The audio's going.